Hello! It is known heroes walk the land and do the will of gods, and sometimes the titans. They wage a war in an attempt to snuff the other out, and they do not necessarily care about the collateral damage. However, before the gods and the titans were even formed, dragons existed. This world belonged to them, and if their heirs and flights have anything to say about it, it will belong to them again. The dragonflights wait in the shadows, playing a game the gods and the titans don't even know they are a part of. I bid thee greetings, heirs and lesser worms, reincarnations and flightmates. I am Patrick, known on the winds of change and the beaks of birds as PattyShakes _, and I am the game master for this story. This is our second session of Scion, Dragon, the current Kickstarter of Onyx Path Publishing, which, along with its sister expansion, Mythos, has been funded and is looking to complete as many stretch goals as possible. This is an awesome adventure brought to you by Vorpal Tales. You can find Vorpal Tales in lots of places on the internet. Of course, we are on Twitch, right here, right now. Consider giving us a follow or subscribe. Check out Twitter, where we tweet daily at Vorpal Tales. A Facebook and Instagram, where you get great pictures of all our cast and GMs outside of the tabletop. A website, vorpaltales.com, where you can get all the latest news about everything we are doing and see our up-to-date calendars. A Patreon, where if you feel so inclined, you can toss a coin to us in order to make more, better, and Vorpal-tailier content. You can join the other wonderful Snicker Snacks and Slippy Troves like Weapon M, Don Arnetto, and David. Finally, a Discord where you can come hang out with us awesome humans and discuss all kinds of topics or play video games with us. I would like to thank Onyx Path Publishing for making an incredible world and setting to use to amaze and delight. Also to Astro Tabletop for being our virtual tabletop and platform for our players to roll their dice. Additionally to N8 Mid for the fantastic character sheet he created for this game. Love goes to Love Your Rebellion, a nonprofit group that empowers marginalized groups through the arts. Please be sure to check out their website, loveyourrebellion.org. Additionally, Vorpal Tales has some new sponsors we'd love to tell you all about. First is QUEmpire.com, a small company making original dice and products for your favorite RPGs and card games. Next is the Deck of Many, known for their various reference cards, but also for creating the Humblewood and Heckna campaign settings. Visit vorpaltales.com, click on our affiliate link, and anything you purchase, a portion of it will benefit the show. Finally is Gemhammer & Sons, an RPG supplement store that has everything from Decks of Wonder to Decks of Illusion to dice. Once again, you can check out our affiliate links on our website, or you can go to their website and use the discount code VorpalTales for 10% off. And now, dear viewers, meet our dragon heirs, who look to stealth, stab, spy, infiltrate, interrogate, and manipulate the world and strengthen their flights. Please state your name, where people can find you on the internet, and who you will be playing tonight.
Hey there, at Space Lord PJs, I will be playing Lorenzo Gonzalez of the Serpent.
It was shorter than I expected. Hey everybody, I'm Ever. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever. My pronouns are they, them, and tonight I will be playing, I forgot the last name. Well, we'll go with Jacob for now, who is a Lindworm, and his pronouns are he, him.
I am Eldritch Echoes Online, and I will be playing Rashid, the Drac.
I am Rachel. You can find me at Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. And I am playing Indira the Naga.
And I am Dwayne, at Made of Kimchi on the internet. And tonight I will be playing Mitch of Liao.
And everybody, I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. And tonight I am playing Ambrosia Cook, not an heir, a reincarnated Joka.
Ooh. Thank you, heirs and reincarnated. Now, before we forget ourselves and escape for a little while until a realm of Cloak and Dagger, here in the world today, many people are struggling with very real matters and combating their own monsters. February is a month of health awareness. It is American Heart Month. February is not just for in-love hearts, but healthy hearts. Make sure you are mitigating your risk of heart disease. Hand in hand, it is also National Self-Check Month. Selfcheck.org, that's self-check without the K at the end, has a ton of resources available to you to check yourself for a variety of common chronic diseases and conditions. The very important Black Lives Matter movement is also still going on. It is especially important this month, as it is also Black History Month. We ask that you educate yourselves about icons and individuals who have helped shape history, culture, politics that you may be ignorant to, and work with your fellow humans to better the world. As Thurgood Marshall, the first African-American Supreme Court Justice, said, "Where you see wrong or inequality or injustice, speak out, because this is your country. This is your democracy. Make it, protect it, and pass it on." All right. We'll do a quick recap. Normally, for future sessions, our wonderful Naga, Rachel / Indira, would be doing a recap. But since last session was just rules explaining and character creation, I'll do just a quick little summary. We went over the history of dragons, how they fit into the world of Scion with gods and titans. They are more of a shadow player, a third party, where gods and titans are battling out day to day. You can see them on the local news in the world of Scion. Dragons are hiding in the shadows, moving pawns and bishops across a chessboard that the gods and titans don't even realize they're a part of, until one day they can finally make the strike, take the king, and once again be the ultimate power in the universe. We then went over our individual players' characters' flights and a little bit of history about the flights. Just so you're aware, they announced tonight that there is the Joka, the Naga, the Long, the Lindworm, the Drak, and who am I missing? Serpents. Aha, nailed it. First try. And we went over how they interact with one another, how they were formed, and the relationship with the current pantheons that exist. Finally, we went into each individual character. We heard a little bit of history about the character, where they were, what they've done in their lives, and how they realized they were an heir, or in Ambrosia's case, a reincarnated, and how that affected their lives and brought them to where they are now. And so, we begin this session. All of you have either been born, moved to, or were summoned to Seattle, Washington, a major city on the western part of the United States. Here, people of all walks of life can be seen working together, and it's not specifically different or weird. It doesn't draw attention. Big cities are useful for that. You've all been summoned to a nondescript location with just the basic information. Your flight has ordered you to this location. You are to undertake a mission that will be crucial to your flight survival and the empowerment of dragons everywhere. Upon entering this location, you were met by a man, shorter, small, dark hair, heavy bags under his eyes. Looks like he hasn't slept in a very long time. He greets you all, and you all come in one by one. Each surprise as another heir comes, and you can immediately sense the power off of one another, knowing that all the people present are heirs. And it doesn't take much conversation to realize you all represent a different flight. None of these people are your flight mates. Finally, when the last of you is summoned, the man closes the door, takes a seat at the head of the table, looks over all of you, takes a steadying breath, seeming to collect his thoughts. Well, congratulations, heirs. You have been selected by each of your flights to join this task force, codenamed the Martyrs. I assure you, this is the greatest privilege that can be bestowed upon ones as young and new to the Dragonkin as you are. You have each shown great potential.
Okay, enough fluff. What's the job?
Listen.
We're here to die. Just shut up with the fluff.
It's not so much to die. For you to die means you got caught. And you got caught means the entire machinations of all dragons everywhere for the past thousands of years fails. So maybe just let me finish what I have to say before
You talk
you
too
go
much.
headstrong, young Joka. I'm sorry, young Drac.
Talk so much, he doesn't even know who we are. I look at the rest of you.
This is an experimental task force and unprecedented. If you look around, you can see that every flight is represented here. This took a great deal of compromise, favor trading, and sometimes, in the case of some flights, he looks directly at you, Rashid, intimidation. This has never been done before. But this assembling, this combining of the flights, this is the Pantheon's biggest fear. This, of course, means that this is at the top of secrecy. Like I said, your death brings compromise. And not just that, but any of you that might have survived being compromised will be put to death by your own, as the flights will have to make an example of you. It's the ultimate deniability. But clearly, somebody thought you all were up to it. Lorenzo Flores Gonzalez. If there's ever a more fiery activist, I've yet to meet them. Whatever the flights can't get you, Lorenzo will get for you. A quick word to any who might listen, and suddenly everything is yours. As long as it's renewable and green. Ambrosia Cook, former cop with a heart of gold. She's the moral compass of your group, and one of your enforcers. If you ever need to get a piece of info out of a suspect or asset, or need to put together a string of clues, she's a girl. Just don't lie to her. She'll know if you are. Mitch Chu Kai Wing. Don't let the pretty face or the youth fool you. While I've been talking, he's already gone through all your pockets and taken the bullets right out of your concealed guns. He prefers to have the upper hand without ever having to reveal that he does. Best thief in the Eastern world. Never been caught. Jacob Lucasson. Don't judge a book by its cover. Jacob's a cuddly teddy bear under those corded muscles and Nordic runes. Able to use his look to his advantage to get close to an undesirables. Allows him to do what he does best, punch someone exactly once. He's also your wheelman. Indira. Much like her dragon mentor Vasuki, everyone thinks they're Indira's best friend. And best friends always tell each other their secrets. Except the secrets Indira tells are lies. Able to find out info on anyone anywhere and put them down from hundreds of meters away, as she scored a perfect 100 in sniper school with the Indian Army. Finally is Rashid Carter, the most experienced field agent of you all, and he knows it. With over 100 successful declassified missions and untold classified missions. His body count is rumored to be in the hundreds, and no country can truly lay claim to him. His only allegiance is to Tiamat. Even the other Drac fear him. He is the ultimate wetworks operator, and to send him in is to guarantee that bodies will be left behind. And me? I'm Paul the Apostle. Until such time your end goal is complete or you're released from the martyrs, I am your daddy, your mommy, your best friend, your boss, and I am also God. I give you the task, you go and do it, and you report back to success. There can not be failure. There cannot be exposure. Or your group name will suddenly ring true. Any questions? Good. Didn't think so. Your first mission will be to infiltrate Etna Metalworks and plant incriminating evidence that would draw national attention and bring the world against this company. Or find some. Who knows? It's a large enough corporation. They're probably doing something illegal. While you're there, you also need to find the blueprints and injection molds for a weapon they make code name Galileo, and then sabotage said assembly of that weapon. You need to be ghosts. There can be no trace that any agents were sent to Etna. Or they'll be able to use that to garner public opinion and make out like bandits in the windfall of public perception. I leave it up to you, agents, on how you do it.
Well, we're being rather thrown into the deep end. I like it.
Like I said, you were chosen for a reason.
Also, nothing he said about me was true, so I will assume the same of what he said about the rest of you and just get to know you on my own, if that's all right.
Sounds great.
Whatever you guys need,
Best
the flights can
friends.
provide. Whatever you guys need, the flights can provide for you. Go and see Joan of Arc. She's your point of contact for weapons and equipment. And he just gestures to the door at the opposite end of the room that you entered.
Are any one of you from this boring town?
Only this
Hi.
guy apparently points at whoever's talking to us.
Hello.
Once you do that, he's just like, "Huh, no, I'm not from here."
Oh, you sure act like you're a Seattleite.
I am.
He just ignores you and goes back to his. He just like tap. He has a stylus and he's just tapping on his phone.
So, and I'll look at Ambrosia. So where is this metalworks? Do you know of it?
And would I be safe to assume it's like in an industrial park or maybe on Mercer Island or something like that?
So you do know of Aetna. It's like this is a worldwide company, but they do have a U.S. headquarters here, well, close to Seattle. It's actually the factory is located on Lake Cushman, which is like 20 miles south of Mount Olympus.
Okay. I realize that.
In the Olympic mountain range.
Yeah, it's a big enough place, big enough company. They're not trying to hide themselves. Big enough companies like that, easy ways in, security, contractor, metalworks. Every company in the world needs some sort of metal supply. We can set up any number of things to get inside there.
I would suggest doing a bit of our due diligence first. Who founded the company? Who leads the company? How much are they worth? Major investors.
I'm just gonna put it out there right now. Pretty useless in this situation. Just point me to someone I can punch and I'll gladly oblige.
Well, I guarantee you'll be needed at some point in time in all of this. Companies don't tend to want people incriminating them. And they have
You in the back.
retaliations.
You're real quiet. That means I like you and I want to hear your opinion. Looking at Lorenzo.
So, we could possibly research who's dirty in this company. It is a company, so I'm sure they're dirty. And then I have a talent that would expose that, which might leave them vulnerable to, say, inspectors of sorts.
I like that plan.
Which we could pose as, get in, find what we need.
I'd much prefer finding something they're actually doing that's dirty than planting something on them. So, yes. Let's find out something they're actually doing wrong.
Makes it a lot easier.
It does.
That is true.
So with that, those two together makes sense. Let's go for the top. Who runs? All that good stuff. Everything Indira just said.
Yeah, if you can find out who's more likely to be corrupt, that at least we know who will fall.
All right, so where's the research machine in this place?
Do you mean computers?
Paul just looks up and he just points. He just very lazily points at the door he pointed at earlier. Go see Joan.
Hopefully their Q is better than their M. Give me Judy Dench back. And I walk out.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of GoldenEye myself. Lorenzo gets up and walks out.
Paul just looks up. He's like, It's Paul the Apostle, not M.
The door shuts on your mouth.
There's that moment where the camera stays with him and just like, God. Then
Worst M ever.
And it transitions to all of you in the next room, which is an apt comparison. It is quite like Q's workshop, except there is only one person, not multiple people working there. A woman approaches you. She is quite beautiful, actually, but more reserved. Dressed very modestly, keeps her hair up, tight bun, which allows you to see a smallish burn mark that runs from her temple down to the cleft of her chin. She just looks at all of you.
Good
What you
evening.
What you got?
I'm on my
sweetie?
phone.
I'm trying to think who would be most likely. She looks at Lorenzo, and to you, she signs, what do you need?
My words are my weapons.
And she signs back, my weapons are my weapons.
Cool.
But she was more asking, like, what do you, as in, like, you need?
Anybody need anything? I'm good.
Yeah, we need an Aston Martin.
She makes the motion of laughing, but no sound comes out.
Oh.
We also need some due diligence on this company.
Well, I believe that would be up to us, and he'll
She
sign back. Do you have an Aston Martin? Just out of curiosity.
She just shakes her head. She reaches over to the closest table and brings over what looks very much like a tab. It's a tablet with the foldable case that doubles as a keyboard. And hands it to you, Indira. She signs, and then she signs to you, Lorenzo, that like unlimited 5G everywhere, full coverage, dedicated satellite for constant uplink. Goes over this processing spec. It's it's like a top range computer in the size of a tablet.
Lorenzo will read this off as it's signed to him. So,
Seriously, though, a way to get around that isn't noticeable. Aston Martins and black SUVs are the most noticeable thing ever. What about a Tesla? Or we are in Seattle, a hybrid.
Prius.
Prius. Something no one will notice.
Like a pimped out show.
How about before we get to the requisition period, we do the investigation period?
You want to take the bus on the investigation?
She signs to Lorenzo. Have you heard of Uber?
Sure. Where's the expense card?
No,
You
seriously,
dragged us
can
here.
we get like an Audi TT or like an Audi or something? Just cool. No, all right.
I ain't walking through
Focus.
Seattle for you.
Mitch
I don't know
doesn't
you.
Uber.
I mean, they do have public transportation, so that might be inconspicuous.
Rent-a-bikes.
I say fine. You guys work on transportation. That's perfectly fine. I'll see you guys in a little bit, and I'll walk out. Just go find a room somewhere, and I'm going to start making texts and calls, and start using my connections back to the private investigator's office and the police department. I need just start saying I have connections to police stations. I have a partner as well who's an ex-cop, so my character has built in those resources. So I need the finance department or anything like that to tell me who's being investigated in this place, who's popped up on our radar at some point.
right.
Indira would like to go with Ambrosia to do this, using the tablet that she's just been given. if there's a way that we could assist each other in doing that.
Sure.
Okay. Let's give this first skill roll tonight then. Give me a. This is great. Hold on, I got this. Give me
what's my
a.
roll for call in connections?
Well, no, you're calling them. You just need to see if you can, if your connections have the answers you need.
Yeah.
So
I want to talk
do
to
a.
I want to talk to Bivens in financial crimes.
Bivens, good name.
Let's try. Just because I like this combination for some reason. Let's try leadership and
Okay.
presence
Leadership and presence.
Is that
to see
both of
if you can. More for just Ambrosia for
Okay.
her going through her contacts at the police department and just sifting through which contact is going to be the correct one here.
And it's a 10 again roll once I've selected my
Yes.
stuff. Yes.
Yes, and since you are just level 1 heirs, your 8 is your target number. Holy hell!
Ha!
Wait, why is it
Nice.
saying
First roll of the night.
5 successes?
that-
Crit
if
success.
if 8 is the target, then that would still be 3 successes. Why did it
Yeah,
build
I'm not sure why
7?
not sure why it's saying 7 for you. Should be 8.
Uh,
Unless do you have like do you have a expertise in leadership or anything
I don't think so.
that might be giving you an extra success?
No, I have 2 in leader. I have 2 dots leadership, 3 dots presence.
Okay. Well, still 3 successes is plenty.
Yes.
So you're able to sift through your police contacts. You kind of just like find the one detective that's kind of same thing as you fighting through the bullshit, not dealing with the corruption, and even though they've been told multiple times, like, yeah, leave Etna alone, like, just leave it alone. He's still kind of been looking through the people that work there and the employers, and is able to be like, yeah, this is probably the hardest case of my life because not only is the police force telling me to drop any potential suspects might have of any wrongdoing at Etna, but I'm getting, letter agencies to tell me to stop it too, and not your usual ones. Of course, I get the FBA and the CIA to tell me to stop, but I'm getting the EPAs to tell me to stop. So,
EPA.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
I don't have anything. Like I said, anybody I even get close to, they are surrounded by security, by they get immunity, they're lawyered up, and there's nothing I can do.
Interesting. Okay. Is there any name you can give me? Someone who you...
Well, I mean, there are some key players. There's
Just
they
give me
got
a name.
well they've got the safety manager there. His name is Clark.
Okay.
He's the guy I've been trying to, anytime I get close to any of his underlings, he's the one that always steps in and calls his friends in the government. And all of a sudden, all their problems go away magically.
Safety manager Clark steps in. Interesting. Thanks, Bivens. Appreciate you.
Anytime, Ambrosia. We know we miss you here.
If you happen to hear a call of anything going down there anytime in the next few weeks, might want to ignore that.
Done. Or at least I can assign myself to it.
Drive slow.
That'll be the usual. Everyone knows that I like to take the calls for Etna, so yeah, it might just so happen that I got a flat tire or something on the way there.
Damn poor luck. Take it easy.
You too.
And then I turn over to Indira. So I got us a name and I got us an agency. What can you do with that? I assume a lot.
Let's find out. So Indira's first tactic is to call some of her wealthier friends and say, "Hey, I got a hot tip about investing in this company. Do you know anything about it? Have you heard anything?"
Okay. That one's just kind of for free. Any of the wealthy friends you would know, you're like, oh, Aetna? Oh, don't worry, I'm already invested. Thanks for looking out. But yeah, they're everywhere. They make everything. They make the lining of boats. They are the structures of skyscrapers. And it's not just here in America. They're global. You'll find Aetna Steel in Pittsburgh, and you'll find Aetna Steel in Abu Dhabi.
Good to know. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah, absolutely. If you need some help getting managing a portfolio, getting kind of the correct amount invested in, give me a call.
I will. Cool. All right, now I will try doing a background check on this guy, Clark.
Okay. You get the full name is Clark Green. You try to do a background check on him, so give me technology and manipulation. Yeah.
Okay. Technology.
Just so everyone knows, this is my first time running this game. So if you disagree with what I'm telling you to roll, let me know. And I
Patty, you're the storyteller. You decide.
No. So actually, in the rules of Scion, it's supposed to be that the player and the storyteller agree on which skill to use, and then I say which attribute. So yeah, if you ever disagree with what I'm telling you to roll, just be like, well, actually, I think I want to roll this, and I'll probably say yes.
I mean, I got 6 dice in that pool, but it looks like only 1 success. Because it's also doing the same thing where it wants me to roll 7s.
Let's do 7s.
We've been using the same room for a while. It's always checked against 7s. So.
Huh. Interesting. Well, yes, you're not. Once you get more, if you were to get more powerful and become lesser worms, then yes, you'd be able to use 7s as successes. But yes, 1 success then. With that 1 success, you were able to find out just the basics of Clark Green, which is, male, mid-40s, wife, kid, has worked basically the last 15 years as the safety manager at Aetna. He basically came on as the safety manager and has just kept the position ever since. Not with this cursory look, you're not able to find anything like there's nothing incriminating. He's got parking tickets, got some speeding tickets. When he was a kid, he had a minor drug charge for possession, things like that. Just nothing that's actually like, oh, this is a bad guy right here, definitely a bad guy. But the fact that he has kept this position, and you were able to kind of get, you're able to get a cursory look at finances, just kind of what he's done, just looking through social media, like his vacations, his cars, his houses, things like that. And then you kind of are able to judge that versus median salary of a 15-year safety manager at a plant of similar size.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like he's spending a bit more than your usual safety manager would make. It's not outrageous, like, yeah, he's going to Fiji, but it's not like he's going to Fiji on a private yacht, renting a private island, and kicking it up with supermodels. He's going to Fiji, staying at like the Marriott Fiji, and hanging out with his wife and kid.
Is it bad that I respect that actually less? If you're going to be corrupt, be corrupt big.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know that this guy's corrupt. And Indira's like, oh, they probably treat their employees really well with stock options, given what I just found out.
That's very true. That could be an option. Yeah, so like I said, there's nothing that immediately points to... There's no big flashing arrow that you found on this guy. It just says, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy.
No big flashing light.
Well, I
India,
get it.
other than the fact that the EPA steps in to shut down any investigation into this guy who's the safety manager of a metallurgy company. Other
Well,
than that,
I guess I should go seduce his wife.
I've got a better idea than that.
Seems a bit much.
Oh, is this the guy we're going to target?
Well, he's connected in some particular way.
Okay, let's shake it up. Who's going to have eyes on the target?
I'm pretty good at following people.
you get me if Jacob, if you can get him into a room alone and put me in the room with him.
No. I've got a plan, but I need to know who wants to do surveillance.
Pretty good at being sneaky.
Okay.
What about you, Ambrosia? You know this city. We could make 2 teams.
I do. I mean, my skills lie more in once they're in the room, but I can see what I can do.
With Ambrosia, once I talk to him, I'll be able to hear when he lies.
Or I
Okay.
could just, threaten him.
Patrick.
But let's start
Yes.
peaceful and then escalate if we have to.
Organizational chaos. I can affect a person or organization through the careful application of chaos. If I know or strongly suspect they have a secret, I can use the power of chaos to ensure it comes out within 3 days. And then when it does, the whole organization goes to shit because of it. Everything around him goes straight to hell because of that secret within the organization. Journalists, damning photographs, everything.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, I
Do you
have,
want
I have a
And
less
as a
chaotic
side effect
version
of
of that
that-
spell.
And as a side effect of that, sorry, son. I can make everything that's associated with any of his projects become much harder to do. Which means
Okay.
if he's connected to what we're trying to deal with, and we need to then follow up afterwards by like infiltrating or whatever, any rolls to stop us get much harder.
Okay.
I have
So
a
do you
question.
want to? Yes.
So the material that we're supposed to plant, is that important, or can we sort of subvert that just by making the company sort of trip over itself?
Well, that was kind of left open ended.
Okay.
Because if you're going back to kind of how dragon works, and just the idea of dragon itself is, if a dragon gives an heir a specific job, they expect their heir to do that specific job and do it exactly as detailed. If it's left more open, as in what it was to you, which was plant incriminating evidence that would draw national attention or find some, that's pretty open ended.
Okay, so we can make the company trip over itself basically, but we have to get that injection mold data.
Yeah, your key components are and somehow draw national attention to this company in a bad light. Find the blueprints, find the blueprints, find the injection molds, and then sabotage assembly of this weapon.
Okay.
All while no way, shape, or form you have your fingerprints on this.
So
What?
yeah, I can organizational chaos to achieve step A, which makes this guy outed. Step B is these two, we can do anything we want to him in a room types, can get him in a room and twist him all up because now he's mad at the company to get us inside to accomplish step B. That was my idea. First we ruin him, then we use him with the face people to get us inside to accomplish the second goal. And in ruining him, we out the company nationally with that power.
2 for 1. I
That
like
sounds
it.
like a good plan. I like it.
Yep.
Okay, so you're just gonna basically do you have to be near anybody for that spell to work, or you just
I just
You can
have to
target-
know. I just have to know the target and imbue one legend. and it happens.
Okay. And then
It takes 3 days. Takes 72 hours or less. It's up to you.
Okay, and then read to me the exact wording of the spell again.
You can affect a person or organization through the careful application of chaos. If you know or strongly suspect someone has a secret, you can use the power of chaos to ensure it comes out in 3 days. An email, a letter may be sent to someone other than the intended recipient. Damning photographs or documents may fall out of a briefcase and immediately be seen and picked up by journalists. And then you can also use this spell to harm an organization in a specific fashion. It can cause single projects to become filled with delays and random problems like lost files, people missing meetings, bad traffic, abundance of heated but pointless arguments, all roles associated with said project increase difficulty by +2. It can also cause the same organization to lose all files pertaining to a particular person or event. For example, the police might be forced to release a suspect suddenly because suddenly all evidence against them mysteriously vanishes.
Okay. You use that. You imbue your.
I imbue my legend, which will imbue it for the whole session because if I take it out, the chaos goes away. But that's legend, not dragon power.
Oh, not inheritance?
Correct.
You wait your 72 hours, and nothing crazy comes out about Etna. Nothing damning. Nothing. And you're checking in on constantly on the factory itself. He still has his position, and it seems like his day-to-day life hasn't really changed. So you can get back your legend, release the focus on the spell. But it seems like what you're definitely like to that is he's not in on whatever secret, whatever backdoor stuff is happening. He's not immediately in on it. He's not immediately affecting it. He's not part of it.
I'm not going to release it. I'm just going to move it to sabotage that project. We know the name of the weapon that we're supposed to steal. That's enough to sabotage that. So everything surrounding their project becomes suddenly harder and chaotic. We'll be able to use that later.
Yeah.
I think it might still be worth paying this gentleman a visit. If he's not corrupt, but he's powerful, and he steps forward to interfere when his people are in danger.
Yep.
So he might not know everything, but he knows something.
Agreed. And because he's either ignorant to the corruption and if he's either ignorant to the corruption and possibly easily manipulated, or he actually has morals and it's brought to him, he'll do something about it. And he just legitimately doesn't know. Either way, I agree with Indira. He's still useful.
How do you get this to happen without our fingerprints being on it in any way, shape, or form, which means you can't see us or know who we are?
Could we fake a family emergency?
Why fake it?
I mean, I guess I really could just go murder his wife, but that seems excessive.
I could pose a mugging.
I could just go talk to him.
That's the problem. We can't. We can't just go talk to them because then our fingerprints are all over it.
We've got to con him.
Well,
Yeah.
Now, to con him,
go.
or can any of you change your faces? Maybe. Can you be someone else?
I don't suck at that.
Out of character. Come on, Steve. How do we oceans this?
Just wear a mask.
Out of character, my legitimate immediate idea was to do exactly what Everett just said. We could fake a mugging or a break-in at his house,
Mm-hmm.
call the cops. If we can catch that signal with any sort of hacking or something like that, reroute, show up and pretend to be the cops and start questioning him and turn the screws to him that way.
You said you're good at disguise, Indira?
My skill is really in linguistic disguise. But
I can teach you the verbiage of Seattle Police Department.
I mean, there's also a lot of work that a wig and some cosmetics can do.
I have unobtrusive visitor. When I would observe or infiltrate a location where I don't belong, I just look like someone who should be there. You know, like a police officer showing up after a mugging.
Hmm. So Patrick, I'm gonna go to the website of this company.
Okay.
Are they hiring right now for this guy's department?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely get an entry level factory job at the Seattle location. And
Be a
then
long con.
anybody who is working the factory floor would come under his purview in some way, shape, or form, as he is safety manager.
Like any position that like conceivably he would be interviewing for, like foreman.
Let's see. Let's give it a chance roll here.
Come on, give him the foreman job.
Yeah. You look, and there just happens to be a foreman job available.
Indira points it out, and should one of us apply?
I think so. That wouldn't hurt at all. Have someone literally on the inside. That's what we need to do. We need to get in several different ways. So let's get someone hired on the inside, or at least interviewing. Question him. We can still run the mugging thing. Honestly, if we can just convince him that something weird's going on, we can get him off his game, and he might, run somewhere, get us to the next person up the ladder.
Yeah, and or if someone's watching him because he doesn't know what's going on, and stuff starts happening around him.
Exactly.
I
just pull this thread till something comes loose.
I could go for that job.
I'll help you with your resume.
Thanks.
It's a shitty third shift position. As since this,
third shifts are the best. What's wrong with you?
In Patrick's opinion, the shitty third shift.
Me and Patty as many a third shifts together.
Yeah. As this factory does run, all day, every day, kind of thing. Steel is needed at all times, everywhere, especially as a global company like this. There's smoke belching out that smokestack every day.
Okay.
So you're able to work with Lorenzo on an application, submit it, and unlike most shitty companies where they don't get back to you for 3 months, it seems that this is a desperate need for them, and you get a reply actually within 24 hours. With Indira's help and all of your help, actually, you're able to basically make the perfect individual for this job. You're able to fabricate the correct amount of experience, things like that. And since it's just the resume part of it, you can lie as much as you want. No one's going to actually fact check it at this point.
Okay.
So you've won yourself an interview for the following day.
Awesome.
I can help out with this interview.
It's okay. I think I got this. But what kind of help are you going to offer?
I close my eyes. I glow momentarily. I imbue one inheritance and touch you on the forehead and give you the blessing of perfection.
Oh,
You say you glow momentarily?
I glow momentarily.
Wow.
Bad.
Like Buddha.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
What is...
So this works on a series of rolls.
Oh, cool.
Anyone attempting the task grants +3 enhancement on their next
Oh my
series of
God.
rolls.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
+3 enhancement?
Yes.
So-
for the duration.
It's an interview. Like,
Patty, I'm going to warn you.
got the job.
My subterfuge has the attribute social mimicry. It's 4 points. My persuasion is changing beliefs, 5 points. And...
No, I know you're a talk. I know you're the talker.
Yeah,
That's why your little quip I had Paul the Apostle say about you was like, you can get anything you want because you just ask the person. They basically give it to you because they just love you immediately.
Yeah, this is gonna go poorly for this man. I'm gonna have his job by the end of the week. I'm gonna be interviewing him.
End of the week. He's gonna close the interview with, "When can you start?"
Just gonna walk in the door. You have the interview, and you walk out. Oh,
Interview yourself,
Easy.
sir. All right,
We
cool.
say all this, but watch it botch.
It's fine.
Okay, so Michigan is able to give you a bit of an advantage here, and you feel just like you feel. It's if you ever read Harry Potter, the way he describes being on Felix Felicis, how just how things are going to work. Each movement you do just feels like the perfect movement innately, without. And while it's happening, you don't know why you know this, but you just do.
Okay.
You choose you're going through your ties. You're like, the purple one with the stripes. You're gonna like that one the best. Okay. Yep. And then no suit, because this is a foreman job. He's gonna think I'm stuffy if I'm wearing a suit. So just the button down.
Okay. Cool.
Alrighty. So gonna go do the interview now.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
All right. Does anyone? What's scheduled for the next day? Is there anything he wants to do before Lorenzo goes off to do the interview?
Yeah, I just want to specify one other thing that I was going to bring up. So our two-prong thing here, like I said, is we need to bring out the attention of what they're doing and get them investigated publicly, and to steal the mold, the injection mold, or at least the design. Do we have to steal an actual physical item, or just like the schematics and all the data of the injection mold?
Both. You need the
the
blueprints for the
Okay.
injection mold and the physical injection mold itself.
All right, so for the blueprints, all you got to do is get me on a terminal or computer that houses it directly, because I can absorb information, including digital information. So once I have that, I can replicate it. So then it would just be up to the thieves to steal the physical one.
Can you?
Yeah,
As
me
long
and-
as
me
it's
and
not,
Mitch-
as long as the information is not in code or otherwise deliberately concealed. This is a trade secret you're attempting to hide. You're attempting to steal. Just putting that out there.
not a problem.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
see.
say it had to be unencrypted. Just got to make sure you get the right hard drive.
Mhm.
For the actual mold, yeah, Mitch and I can be ghosts. Also,
Okay.
for the mugging, when it comes up, I have
Yeah.
a power that lets me pick one target in the scene, make them hate another target, and attack them instantly, so we don't actually have to do the mugging. To make it real.
Oh,
Is anybody good at hacking or anything that can give me something I could maybe pop a small USB drive into the network or something on one of the computers or something?
I don't have any powers with hacking, but I'm just really good at technology.
I could buy you a USB.
But like, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you
will
don't.
money solve this problem? Because I have money.
I mean, you don't even need to plug it in. Just like drop a couple USBs in the parking lot, and like we'll just have their logo put on them. So like, some worker's just gonna pick it up and plug it in.
Oh,
That's
that's
actually
true.
genius.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
why
smart.
Red no longer has a nuclear program.
Yeah, social engineering.
Let's do that.
Okay. I like that.
Okay, who wants to make the malware program?
My technology is only 2, so probably not.
Mine is 4 or 5.
Well, that's great.
All
I
right.
mean,
I hide in the shadows.
4. Mine's 4.
if we really want to keep our hands clean, we should hire someone to do this.
Everyone looks at Mitch.
Well, do you want to make an intrusion software, Rashid, and see how well you can make it, and see if it would be if it could be possibly traced back to you somehow?
Yeah, let's do it. Give me that blessing of perfection, Mitch. Assuming that's a fact.
We'll make this the easiest roll possible for you. Give me technology and cunning. Yeah, that should be like, is it like 10 dice for you or something stupid like that?
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
27 successes.
All the successes.
It's thinking real hard.
It only rolled 4 dice.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
work. I'm gonna
Weird.
do it manually. Hold on.
Okay.
Quicker that way. So that's
One success.
one
One
success.
success.
Hey, with one success, you're,
What do
well,
ones do in
that's-
this game?
If the blessing of perfection actually worked, that's 4 successes.
Can,
What's
are you able to swap who goes on?
As long
Mitch.
as Lorenzo's task was done, I can unimbue and then reimbue.
Oh, that's a spell. Okay, if that's a spell, I have stuff I can use.
Well,
What
technically,
do you
you
got?
could just say it's for Rashid first, and
Yeah.
then his task would be done, and then you could put it on Lorenzo because Lorenzo's gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, okay, then that'd be 4 successes. With 4 successes, you make a malware program that literally all it needs to happen is the USB gets plugged in, and then it slips through and is able to go through files willy-nilly and it's smart enough to, if it comes across an encrypted file, to prioritize that, and will download to a remote database that you'll be able to access later. The download would be through several different IPs, so untraceable, and then with the 4 successes due to the blessing of perfection, you can actually make it so that has once it completes its task, the flash drive that was plugged in will actually short out and then be untraceable. It would not be recoverable. Like the actual physical part of the flash drive will short out, burn out, and fry itself.
I believe that you got the wording wrong, Patrick. I believe it's self-destruct. In
No,
5
not
seconds.
self-destruct, because that would imply an explosion of some sort. This
No,
literally
Just
just
smoke that comes out of it.
yeah, no, the magic smoke will come out of it.
Yeah.
That all computer nerds know about. The magic smoke will come out. But yeah, basically what it does is it just draws the power from the PC it's plugged into and uses that to overload itself. It's simple but ingenious. And you can make 3 of these, and you can just scatter them in the parking lot if you want. Or if you want to like plug it in yourself, you can. Like either or is an option. But you have 3 of these flash drives that have that software on there.
Okay, cool.
We should make copies. That way, Lorenzo has one, Mitch has one, and I have one, because we don't know which of us will be able to put it where it needs to go.
I could drop like one in the bathroom, one in the lobby, and then keep one on me and try to insert it. Otherwise, just drop it somewhere in a workspace.
Well, yeah, you keep yours, and then Mitch and I will just have one on our person for the inevitable breaking and entering scene,
Yeah.
Okay.
in case you don't get a chance to use it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Did you guys want to investigate or do anything else before Lorenzo goes on his interview?
Not me, I don't investigate, I do things.
Nothing comes
Oh.
immediately to mind.
Just to make it even more ridiculous, though, are there other applicants?
Yeah, you'd assume so.
Yeah. I show up the minute they open that day and act like an applicant and just sit in the lobby and use my cause chaos free power to disrupt every other applicant before this interview to have terrible luck. Coffee stains, lost briefcases,
Okay, perfect.
just random bullshit.
All right, perfect. So you get dressed. Both of you dress up and drive over to Etna Metalwork. You enter into the lobby of the factory, which not so much lobby as think auto shop repair waiting room. This is a place of industrial business, so it's not meant to be super pretty here. More function than fashion. But you sit there with several other applicants, and sure enough, Rashid's knack it's a knack, right?
Yeah, that's a knack.
Rashid's dragon knack goes off, and you see one guy just he's sweating really hard, and he's just like, "Where's the bathroom?" and runs
No.
to runs through the receptionist as it is.
For the audience, I apologize. That's a spell, but it's free unless I want to actually cause mechanical penalties. If I just
Okay.
want to
All
make
right.
life miserable, it doesn't cost anything.
Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so that's part of his dragon magic then. So yes, you're just using your dragon magic, which is passively just this aura just comes off you. So yeah, one guy is just like, "Where's the bathroom? I need it right now," and runs away. This woman comes in, and she just like is carrying this giant cup of coffee, and the two of you just lock eyes and you just know. And sure enough, she just spills it all over herself, and she's just like, "Damn it, not again!" And you look around the room, you know there's supposed to be another applicant, and she just shrugs his shoulders, and you know he probably has car problems.
Thanks.
So finally, Clark comes out, looks around the room, sees you, Rashid, and you, Lorenzo, and it's just like, well, I'm supposed to be interviewing a Christie right now, but I don't see her. So, what's the? Do you want to use Lorenzo, or did you want to have a cover name?
No, he would totally use a cover name, and I want to go
Okay.
and when I really want to office space this and say Michael Bolton is the name that he would use as a cover.
All right, Mr. He kind of reads the game, just like, Bolton, Parents fans.
Yeah, it's been a real point of contention. Yeah.
No, I understand. I get it. Clark Green. Parents really loved Family Vacation.
Right, got it.
Right this way. Well, let's knock this out. And he looks you up and down, and he's like, "Nice tie. I love purple."
Oh, yeah, I do too. It's my favorite color.
Go into what basically looks like the break room, but they've pulled some nicer chairs in there for the interviewing process. He's just like, "Well, so you applied for the position of third shift foreman.
Yes.
Basically, you'd be in charge of the skeleton crew through the night. You'd have about 6 workers under your purview during that time. You would essentially be the highest member of management at that time as well. So there'd be additional responsibilities that would come upon you as well, including the ones of my own station. Of course, I am on call 24/7. So if any issues arise, especially those concerning the safety of our workers, which is top priority, of course, give me a buzz. I'll be there 20 minutes. I live on a cabin on the lake.
Cabin on the lake, you say?
Yes. I love my job, and and you just kind of, and you did notice, like, as you drove here, like this, like the scenery and the view and just everything is gorgeous here. It's like the factory is like just outside of National Park Range, and he's just like, it's amazing. So, and I love my job, so I figured, why not? The wife loves it. She's sits on the patio, reads a book, and the kids play by the lake, and it's really worked out well. But I digress.
Kids? Awesome.
Yeah, I've got one.
One kid.
Yeah, just one. He's
Congratulations on procreating.
He's what? He's 8 now, I think. Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, I digress. So like I said, in charge of safety for everyone while you're here, and then of course you would need to make sure production. You need to do regular check-ins, and he just kind of goes over all the guidelines of necessary about the purviews of the job. So, you got any questions about the job or anything? Or
is there any unions I should be aware of, or any like?
Yes, absolutely. Our workers are 100% unioned. The local rep here does make sure to listen to all workers. We follow the guidelines of the factory unions to the letter. That includes break times, number of breaks, lunch hour, as well as pay compensation, workers' rights, as well as insurance, Medicare, all the things covered by a union. We 100% comply.
Awesome.
Negotiate a ridiculous salary.
Oh yeah, that's coming. So really, honestly, the environment's a big thing for me. Like it's really big. It's a personal interest. I imagine being unionized and following all those regulations that you're following all EPA related regulations.
100%. We actually have a EPA agent who comes and checks out the factory once a week.
Oh, really?
To make sure that we are complying. Yeah, absolutely. We make sure.
What's their name? I might know them. I'm big in the environment.
Oh, really? Did you used to work for the EPA? And he kind of flips through your resume like, I don't see that here.
Oh no, not the EPA itself, but I'm an activist. I've had some. I've written a couple essays and things like that. So, you know, I was just curious their name. I might have come across them being in the area.
Oh, yeah.
Sink tank.
Sure. Sure, yeah. His name is Jorge Gutierrez.
Oh,
Are you familiar with that name?
No, doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately. No.
Okay.
I guess I was wrong. My bad.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, cool guy, and he comes by once a week.
Once a week. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he's actually he knows the he's actually close friends with the factory manager, as well as of course.
Would I be interfacing with the factory manager?
Oh, of course, yeah. As one of the foremen, you would occasionally, technically, while I am your one of your direct reports, the factory manager is everyone's direct report. They are in charge of the day-to-day operations. The factory manager would be. 1 second.
Also ask about their weapons program because you obviously have a conscience.
And you want to make sure that there's weapon safety?
Yeah, or like I feel really guilty if like I built bombs or weapons tech, so tell me that you're not involved in that.
The factory manager's name is Adeline McLean.
Oh, okay, cool. So, oh God, what's this guy's name? I can't remember now. There's so many names that have been thrown at me.
Clark.
Clark. Oh yeah, Clark Griswold. That's right. Clark. What is it you would say that you do here, Clark?
He goes over the safety regulations, complying with EPA and OSHA, things like that.
Not necessarily you, but you as in the grand scheme of things here at
for Etna Technologies, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do metalworking for just about anything you think: ships, skyscrapers, your house, gas pipelines.
Weapons?
Oh no, absolutely not.
No weapons. Okay, I just figured,
No.
Big Seattle area, industrial. No weapon. Okay, wow. No. Okay, cool. That makes me feel good because being, environmentalist type, I wouldn't want to be involved in any sort of weapons making or anything like that. That'd be boring.
No. I would absolutely resign as well.
Oh, cool. All right, awesome. Is he lying?
Give me a
empathy.
Yes, and intellect. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
5 success. Wait, no, hold on. 3 successes.
3 successes.
With 3 successes, he seems to be telling the truth.
Wow. Okay.
From he just seems like a genuinely loves the company. He is a company man through and through, but as in the version of the company that has been sold to him.
Okay.
Just to confirm, we know for a fact they're making a weapon.
Yes.
Unless Paul was lying to us.
Well, you're talking to some guy who helps run the factory. This guy doesn't know they're making weapons. Guarantee it.
Right. That's just what I'm confirming.
Yeah.
Yes. Your mission assignment told you that there specifically is a weapon. Not only do you need to steal the blueprints and molding to, but that it's being produced here and needs to be sabotaged.
Cool. What's the salary, Clark, for this?
Well, for foreman, we offer union salary for your position. And he looks back. It looks like you've got about 5 years experience. So we'd be looking to do about 60 a year.
60.
That's a fair number.
I really feel like with my qualifications and experience there that I could, maybe pull 70, 75.
Well, I mean, the benefits here are they go above and beyond union standards. And we really feel like that plus the culture that we have here really, is a hard selling point and makes this kind of a competitive position with others.
Right, but I
So
just
we'd be able to come
moved.
back maybe at 65, but that'd probably be our final number we could do.
How about 70? Because I just moved here. Like, I've got this expensive apartment. I wasn't prepared to buy everything organic. Like, that's crazy, right? Like,
How about this? We'll do the 65, but we'll throw in if you can show us your moving expenses and things like that. We'll throw in kind of a compensation program for that based on what we can approve.
he's gonna get a 20-page list of moving expenses.
That's fine. He did qualify it based on what we could approve.
Cool. So sounds real great operation that you here have, Clark. How long have you worked here?
Me? I've
Yeah.
been here 15 years.
15 years. Wow, that's a long time to be working for a company. Like,
Well, they do all the right things, and they've earned my loyalty.
earned your loyalty, you say. Oh, so, like, I guess the compensation package that you're getting is really good?
Well, we are union here, so more than happy to talk to you about it. Yeah, I make a little bit more than what the average safety manager at a plant this size would make,
what's
as
that?
well at probably from my 15 years loyalty, honestly.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and then
Haven't had to bury any bodies or anything like that?
No. Like I've said, this company is all above board. So
All above board, you say.
that's
All right.
that's what I really admire about them.
Awesome.
But
That's
yeah,
great,
so
Clark.
but also aside from that, employees that have been here 5 years or longer are eligible to also get additional benefits in the form of stock with the company, which I have taken advantage of as much as possible, and it's worked out pretty well. And it's a great program. Definitely incentivizes the workers to put their heart and soul into a company, as that will increase the value of the stock and therefore increase the money they're making.
All right, that sounds real great, Clark. You know what? It's been great coming in and talking to you and sharing this experience. I think this is going to be a really good fit for us here. So it's been great. Been great meeting you. Glad to hear your life story and everything. Glad to hear about all your experiences. You know what? I think I'm ready to start tomorrow. So I'll just I'll be here tomorrow, 7 a.m.
Well,
let's
let's slowly roll a little bit there, Michael. There are some other candidates I do have to interview. I would like, I will tell you this was a good interview, strong interview, but gotta be fair and I gotta at least talk to all the other candidates. But we'll definitely let you know soon.
You know, Clark, I think you know that I know that we both know that this right here, this is the A team. This is gonna be the thing. So, yeah.
Well,
it's been great talking to you, Clark. I hope to see you.
Sure.
Hope to see you later. All right, man. Have a good day.
Well, did you?
And he kind of sits there waiting for Clark to leave first.
Okay, so there's that awkward silence, and he's just like, "Did you want to tour the factory?"
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. You know what? I've been sitting here so long, and everything you've told me, I just felt like I already worked here and already knew everything. So, but yeah, let's go tour that factory.
Okay, sure. So he gets up, leads you through, a door that kind of goes into the actual break room space, which is really nicely furnished. Actually, like there's several vending machines, there's large couches that are very comfy. There's big plasma screen TV on the wall that has several game systems hooked up to it. There are just about any machine you can think of, from cappuccino to an Instapot. There's an air fryer. Like there's 3 fridges there for workers to bring in their own food so they can make it there if they want. Like this is the pinnacle of break rooms here.
I imagine Lorenzo would check one of the fridges, find that there's a Coke in there, put that in his pocket, make himself a cup of coffee, and just follow along, Clark.
Okay. Yeah, you use the Keurig, and the coffee's ready in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The most pretentious of flavors, of course, because this is Seattle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just like
hazel, vanilla, mocha, latte.
But not only that, but it's just
caramel.
like Earth's essence is like
There it is.
Like extra dark roast with blends of the Colombian rainforest. Like just kind of some nonsensical. It's regular black coffee.
We've got some real good coffee here, Clark.
Well, and you just kind of like, it's Seattle. But takes you through on, and then you actually reach the factory floor, and it's massive. It's gigantic there, and it's as much as he talked about the people and how much he loves it, and they take good care of their people.
Mm-hmm.
There is a ton of automation going on here.
Oh, okay.
It seems actually most human positions are for the upkeep, repair, and correcting of any automation going on here. As you walk around, you see the workers, you see the current shift foreman, who's kind of like on a high rise, who's able to look out over everything, and survey the floor. And then what surprised you the most is you see several security guards walking around with very visible bulges of what is clearly a smaller submachine gun type weapon underneath their shirts.
Seems to be some pretty tight security guard here, Clark.
Well, like I said, you can find us everywhere. So that includes, submarine linings. That includes, some things that the government wants to make sure is protected.
Mm-hmm. Like intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Nope. Like I said, we're not in weapons.
Not in weapons. All right.
That would be the one thing that could potentially make me quit this job. That or finding out, we're hiding an oil spill or something.
Not into weapons, but I guess that guy's pretty happy to see me then, huh? And kind of nudges him, pointing at one of the security guards.
Well, they're independent contractor. They're not official employees.
They're not. Who? What?
No.
What? Who do they work for?
Honestly, not. I don't know the name of the security company.
Oh,
okay.
It's
not my purview. I'm not responsible for them on the factory floor. They've assumed all risk. So I
memorize their badge emblem.
Yeah, I'll try to memorize it or just snap a picture with my cell phone or something if I can.
Sure. Their badge it's quite obvious. You don't need to take a picture. You'll be able to clearly remember it.
Okay.
It's twin lightning bolts crossed.
Oh, all right.
And then the twin lightning bolts are crossed, and the background is eagle wings.
Okay.
It's a little gauche.
Jacob's gonna have some people to punch real soon.
No, very specifically, this is not the SS symbol or Nazis or anything like that.
Oh, no, just
the lightning bolts are crossed. They're not parallel to each other.
Yes.
It does.
Oh, no.
You really let me down there.
I'm
They're
just
not-
gonna say, modern Nazis reinterpret that
They
shit.
interpret it. They do. The lightning and eagles seems real fashy. Let's punch these bitches.
It is. They are not proudly walking around with Nazi symbols.
It also kind of seems like the kind of gauche thing Scions would do. Just saying.
Gasp.
I mean, I could punch a Scion too. I mean, be fine too.
Remember, they can punch back.
But yeah, so
I punch, punch, we all punch.
You just gotta punch them hard enough that they don't see it coming and they don't get back up.
True. He walks you up and down the factory floor, introduces you to several of the workers. He's like, of course, if you were to take the third shift, you wouldn't work with any of these people, but we like to make sure that everyone at Etna is family.
All right.
And then as you're walking, you're able to take in that there is a large kind of administrative office up in the rafters, and you see on either side there are stairs that lead up to it. And he kind of sees you looking over there. He's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be the administrative office. That's where we house a lot of our database, as well as it's where the when the plant factory manager is in. That's where she stays.
From the factory floor, he can see the administrative office that houses all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I'm just trying to get the layout because this is obviously where we're going to have to infiltrate and move around. So.
So, as we get close to the administrative offices, I'm going to be like, "Oh, hey, do you think pit stop and they got something in here?"
Well, we're not really supposed to go up there. Give me a manipulation and persuasion. Is that a thing? Yeah, persuasion.
Okay.
Plus, you get 3 successes already from.
That is a
that is-
critical success.
That is literally a critical success.
He's like, normally I'm not really supposed to go up there, and he kind of
You know,
looks at
that
you
coffee just
in
went
your
straight
purple
through
tie,
me.
and he's just like, I'm
going to be
Think
working
so.
here anyways.
he's like, you
great.
basically got the job.
I,
all right,
Clark,
all right.
yeah.
But he leads you up the stairs, and he kind of does that thing where he opens the door and he peeks in first, and he's like, okay, no one's here.
Okay.
It's not that you can't be up here, but just you really should be up here.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a bathroom, and he kind of points. There's a bathroom over there.
All right, cool. He is hopefully in the stalls they have those like toilet paper things where like it's big and it actually acts as a shelf. He's going to put one of the USB things there.
Okay.
And then he'll probably actually use the restroom, and then wash his hands 20 seconds, saying his ABCs because that's what you should do properly.
Absolutely.
And then he'll come back out. Now, the bathroom, is it like in a lobby? Is it in like a?
No, so it's like it's an actual bathroom. There's not this like, if you want to think of like a factory, and there's like looks like a portable, welded to the top, almost the roof area.
Okay.
And this is like it's like one big office basically with a bunch of computers. So basically, there's only meant to be like 1 or 2 people in here at a time. Like this is truly like the office of the plant manager, and then this is like his private bathroom. So it's a very nice bathroom, actually.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I'll just follow him around and listen to his spiel.
Okay. Yep. So he quickly escorts you out of the administrative office because you're really not supposed to be there. But yeah, then he finishes the tour and he's just like, job doesn't start tomorrow, but be on the lookout for my phone call in the next couple of days.
All right, sounds great. Hopefully tomorrow, Clark.
It was really nice to meet you, Michael. Have a good day.
Yep. See you tomorrow. And then I guess he'll toss the other USB into a folded paper on one of the seats or something.
I think you only had one. Michigan and Rashid have the other 2.
Okay.
But yeah, so he escorts you back out to the waiting area we're in, and there's like nobody out there. He's just like, wow, they're all running really late. Because I assume by this point Rashid's tipped out.
Yeah. Can I just say out of character too that you must be a really aggressive interviewer in real life? I'm good at it.
Oh, me? Or
Oh,
Sean?
Sean.
If you repeat
It sounded awful practiced.
Hi, I'm here for the job. Did I get the job? Thanks for the job. Bye.
A lot of
yeah.
eye contact, a lot of first names.
You guys are able to go back to your spy sanctum and fill everyone in.
Okay.
Yeah, where exactly are we? Like, where are we
In a
based at?
In a nondescript warehouse in the middle of the warehouse district.
Okay.
So Lorenzo will relay that there seems to be a shady foreman. There's some shady security guards. This guy seems pretty clean. Like, he doesn't seem to know what's going on inside the building. Don't know why he's getting paid more than he should be. But, yeah, he doesn't seem like the main target. And it kind of explains why things failed with chaos magic.
Well, do we want to tell him? Rip the veil from his eyes?
He could just be the fall guy.
Yeah, it could just be the patsy.
He could just be a random employee unconnected to anything.
It's true, but
He's just a mid-level manager in a company that probably
Well,
has 1,000 mid-level managers.
But with what Ambrosia dug up, he does get involved when the government comes to call.
And it's
His name popped up on the investigations. He's there when the EPA comes around. He's a 15-year employee. He's a safety manager. He's there anytime something goes on. He's involved with projects, whether or not he obviously doesn't know about the weapons thing, but he's in the loop. He has to be.
Do we want to tell him about the weapons thing?
I mean, you could always lean on the EPA guy that shows up. He seems to be the one that's always showing up.
Here's the other problem. You don't have any proof.
Yeah, you're just gonna go in there
You're
with
just going to tell them rumors.
circumstantial evidence.
Guy like him, though, you plant that in his brain, he might pull the strings for us.
Exactly.
He's going to start asking questions. If he thinks he's been duped after 15 years, and he's put his whole life and family into this.
I don't think he's gonna throw it away. I mean, he's got a pretty comfortable life. I don't think he's about to dump that just because they're making weapons. This guy's a lifer.
Are we to assume that everything Lorenzo heard and did in the interview we got briefed on after the
Yes.
fact? Okay.
Yeah, Lorenzo will give you a full report.
but
I assume that Lorenzo also warned a Mike just to like.
Probably.
He listed two things that would get him to turn on this company. One was weapons, two was an oil spill. If we put the thought in there that a weapon is being made underneath his nose without him knowing, not only is it the thing he doesn't want, but two, they specifically lied to him for 15 years.
He's
I don't
got
disagree,
that.
but you're a nobody. You're just going to show up and be like, hey, your company makes weapons, and you think he's going to care?
Yeah.
You need something to plant the seed.
Yeah.
It's more than just a random dude.
This guy's
saying
got a
words.
lake house with a family that's well paid for, well taken care of. He gets they pay their employees. The
We need
money.
some shred of proof.
He may be a decent
No,
human
maybe.
Make it up.
being, but
Or
he's
make
not
it up.
about to overturn his life.
I agree that we will need proof, but once we have it, we
Oh,
could
yeah.
use that to bring this guy over.
I agree with that. Once we have enough to actually plant the seed, yeah.
You know, I might actually be able to help a little bit with that.
Do
Yeah?
tell.
And no, I won't punch him, even though that sounds a lot more appealing than all of this subterfuge.
Seems like a nice guy.
Just gonna say, probably shouldn't punch this guy. He seems to be a decent human being.
Okay, that's valid, I suppose. But I have a particular ace up my sleeve. I can tear apart the relationships between a person. I could put an earworm in his ear about doubts.
That's it. That's all we need.
Mechanically, what are we looking at? Out of character.
Out of character, I'm scrolling.
Okay.
Scroll.
Scroll. It falls under my dragon magic. It's called Frayed, where I can imbue one inheritance or spend one inheritance. It is instant, one target. My magic corrodes the relationships that tie people together. When I cast this spell, I can change my target's attitude toward a single person switches to negative, so like his boss or the CEO, something like that. If the attitude was already negative, it shifts down by 2. If I spend an inheritance when activating this spell, then immediately destroy a single bond your target has with that person. The bond's strength drops to 0 no matter how strong it was. Non-trivial characters gain a clash of wills. On a success, the bond simply erodes by 1.
I think we should definitely use that after we have some kind of proof, because that'll instantly make him pay more attention to it.
Yeah, I almost cast that when we were in there, but I thought against it.
Oh, you have it too?
Yeah.
Could we possibly take another day of? Could we actually get you to go to work for one day?
We weren't given a time limit.
Yeah, there was no deadline assigned to this job.
And we
on.
will probably also need to spend some time. If the USB plan worked, it might take us a while to get some good information from that.
I ring up Paul.
Your police contact.
No. Paul the Apostle?
Oh, you mean he's just it seems he's there.
Paul,
Yeah.
what do you have on the weapon? I know you don't have blueprints. I know you don't have the item itself, but you've got to have something to even know it exists. Can we put something in front of this guy, along with Jacob over here, to just get him to work?
That's
There's no reason we can't do two things at the same time.
that's classified above my level. All I know is codename
Of course it
Galileo.
Of course it is.
Listen, if I knew what it was or even what it looked like, I'd tell you.
Okay.
My job is make your job as easy as possible. But all I know about it, codename Galileo.
Okay. Honestly, with our magic, going up against this guy. We don't like. If we wait for okay, this is out of character. If we wait for evidence to put in front of him, we've done the step we're trying to get him to do without him. We don't need him at any. We've gotten the evidence, and we can move on from there.
Well, we will need the files and the prototype.
Right.
And so we can get the files, hopefully with our USB plan, and then approach this guy and be like, look at these files. Get us the stuff that's in the building.
The lightning bolt and the wings, are those associated? Like, does that mean anything to anyone?
Yeah, what could we look that up and see what company that is?
To finish Steve's thought, though, before we move to a new subject, I am concerned that if we just use the magic we have, it'll make him hate his job. It's not going to make him want to help us necessarily in its raw form. I don't see how we translate making him hate his boss to wanting to help us go against a place he spent a whole lifetime at.
It's literally breaking down the relationship that he has, the personal connection that he has with it. We can tell him we have, we can say, like, look, we don't have the evidence, but we have this name. It keeps coming up, Galileo. What do you know about it, right? And then if he looks and searches anything Galileo at work, combined with losing trust, that's going to get us where we need to go.
Yeah, but as good of a man to the company as he is, if someone who you just met came up to you and said, yeah, we heard about this project, we want more information on it, he's going to be like, you're an industrial saboteur.
That's what worries me, is we're nobodies to him.
Yeah, you're going to lean on a guy.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding the point of magic.
We don't have any magic to make him like us.
Yeah.
We have magic to make him hate his job. We don't have any magic to make him trust us. At least not that I've heard. Maybe somebody does.
I can be likable.
Can you make him implicitly trust you? Or some variation of that concept?
Not implicitly, but I can make a very good impression.
I mean, we could play the long con. We don't have a time limit. We could do the Magic Patty time skip and have you make a good impression and become his best friend. Maybe. Is Ambrosia, are you male or female? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Ambrosia is female.
So maybe you could pose as a couple and get in good with them, girlfriends, wives, whatever, and then become their buddies and take them out to dinner and become their friends. And then be like, hey, I know you're mad at your boss. Here's what I've heard. Well, I have no problem with the time skip. It's very long, Connie.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I just that's fine. It's just out of character. I wasn't sure why we were completely like. I don't think we need to necessarily not do both at the same time. We can do multiple angles.
I agree.
All right.
And if Patty's cool with the long con, I think that makes it a much better chance. He kind of trusts you. Then yeah,
Sure.
I can listen to you.
Okay.
Sure.
Lightning bolt and wings time.
Yeah.
Or unless you're going to do that after the break.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll take a quick break. About 10 minutes. We'll be back 10:48 Eastern as our heirs will have a couple plans to put in motion here as far as discovering more about Galileo, what protects it, and what they can dig up and throw, what dirt will stick if they throw it at the company. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Pocket sand.
Hello! Welcome back to the world of Scion Dragon, where our flight mates, our brood, is currently discussing the best way in order to complete their mission. They're just about to discuss the security company that Lorenzo spotted while he was given a tour of the factory and the symbol they had.
Yeah.
Discuss
So
what?
what?
Yeah.
So what symbol was it?
It was the two lightning bolts crossing each other, and then they
On
had-
wings.
On wings.
So I have 0 occult, so I think it's just pretty, but
I have all the occult.
Occult
Alright.
the shit out of that, Dwayne.
Give me a intellect and occult.
Before he rolls, can I assist him?
Sure.
What does
Knowing
an
how
assist-
we've been rolling piles of dice, with the exception of Sean getting like 1 or 2. You get an
Wow.
enhancement from me.
Okay.
That's what assisting does. Everyone who assists gets you +1 enhancement.
Is that +1 die?
No, you have
plus
to
one
make a
success, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
After I make a
As long as you make one a success. If you botch it, it's still botched.
I hope I don't botch it. Now I just played with my my sheet, so this should work correctly.
All right, let's see it. Looks
It
like
did
it
work
did.
correctly. Yes, 3
All right.
successes.
3
So 4
plus the
successes.
enhancement, so 4. Yep, that's enough. This is actually a fairly well-known private security force, and it's actually deals a lot in private security for companies. They are called Rings of Jupiter.
Like any company, or are we talking like large corporations?
Large corporations are going to be the ones that can afford them, because not only are they some of the best, they're some of the most expensive.
Since he did that research using occult, and this is the world we live in, do they have Scion connections? Or dragon?
Specifically dragons, because I do have dragons for my occult.
For the Rings of Jupiter are known
Yeah.
to be led by a Scion of Zeus.
So,
Oh,
in player knowledge, Galileo observed Jupiter. Like that's one of his things.
that's cool.
The observation of the 4 largest satellites of Jupiter. That's what it was. Yeah. So, yeah.
knowledge is dumb.
What? I dispute that.
Nerd.
I hope that was in character.
You know what? That's all in character. And Lorenzo just kind of looks at you and just like, whatever.
I have 4 dots in occult. Knowledge is dumb. Wait, what?
All right. Back to being quiet.
So we
Yes.
are initiating our long time.
All right. So for this, since this is going to take place over a period of time, first of all, does either Ambrosia or Indira have magic or knacks that can enhance or speed this up?
I don't believe so. All of my stuff is really keyed towards one-on-one interactions with people. So, like,
Okay.
if I ever get a chance to interrogate someone, I can do it really well. And I've got some fairly cool combat abilities.
It's a point of order. Do you just want to attempt to interrogate this guy as opposed to a long con? Like,
I mean,
I think one of your original plans was like to fake a mugging, have the police interrogate this guy. Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to go through this long con and essentially get the same information, right?
we pretty much
Or-
decided, I believe, to keep a low profile on this.
The goal kind of
So-
modified too. We're kind of following Steve's idea of we want him to listen to us and help us. And I figure interrogating him won't accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then. So this first part will just be we're just going to kind of do this like in a wave of skill checks to simulate the long amount of time put into this. So the first part will be general meeting and seeing, if you can pass being, a couple they'd want to go out on another, date with or hang out with again. So we'll do your choice of subterfuge or persuasion plus presence.
Before you roll, I'd also like to point out, do you have guides, you or Ambrosia, since it's you two doing this as a birthright?
Yes.
Because you can use your guides by invoking the guide condition to get you enhancements and bonuses to rolls by doing a variety of cool things. If you overuse it, it's bad, but this might be a good opportunity.
Okay. I can also, I do have something. Back to what Patty was saying, I was trying to read it really quick. I can read the room, which is imbue 1 inheritance. It affects the field. You can change the atmosphere of a room to either create fear or calm. So if we're in a room with them, I can actually make it a very inviting, calm room, or I can actually flip reverse it and make it terrifying. But for them, I would obviously make it inviting.
We can have that add an enhancement then. And then you guys can basically like assist each other. So whoever wants to roll first can add another enhancement on top.
I assume you have better talky-talk skills than me.
I will also assist with Master of the World, meaning if I'm there and just kind of hiding in the background, I can make everything happen perfectly. Oh, look, the wine bottle you wanted is present. Oh, look, you just happen to be wearing the color that he really finds awesome. Plus 3 enhancement.
Yeah. That'd be easy enough to, be at the table across the room from them.
Yeah.
And no one knows. They're not going to know who you are, so. It's
right.
not
I've also got that
there.
thing where if I don't move, I literally disappear.
You said that adds 3 enhancements?
Oh, yeah.
Good lord. All right, so yeah, whoever wants to roll first can make it so there's plus 5 enhancements if you roll well, or maybe even more, and then on a general roll. So yeah, just basically whoever's going to make the final roll, don't botch it.
I'll assist Indira, I imagine.
Okay. Yeah, so either persuasion or subterfuge plus presence.
That's for me?
Ambrosia's going to roll it first, and then you're going to roll it, Indira.
Three successes. So
fantastic. All right, so that's plus, yeah. So basically, don't botch it, Indira. All right, that's like 1 billion successes from all the things you put together on this.
How in love with us are they?
So it's just like that perfect first like double date kind of thing, where it's just like, oh hey, like it's not too perfect where it's just like, oh, we love all the same things as you and we're the exact same people, but it's just like, oh yeah, we share like a tangent, like, oh, you like going to concerts? Well, we like metal in general. We don't share the same favorite band, but yeah, no, that I've not heard of them. Yeah, we can swap some music. Let's go to a concert sometime. Oh, you like wine tasting? We're more brewery kind of people. Let's do like a winery brewery day. It's that kind of thing where it's just you can play off each other so well. It's just like, wow, how have we not met you before?
Yeah, winery brewery day. Let's get tanked together.
Yeah, exactly. So the double date ends up going the whole night. You go through several bottles of wine. They're like, let's do this again. But it's like you mean it, and you actually swap numbers, and you set up a date that night to do it again. And this goes on for about a week or so, where it's just like you see each other, you see each other Friday night, and then you're like, well, we're not doing anything Saturday. We gonna do something Saturday? All right, cool. Well, we're not doing anything Sunday evening. Like, you wanna do something Sunday evening? And you see you guys actually see each other like 3 days in a row. During the week, like you guys, like you have a group text going, and you guys are posting the best gifts to everyone's responses. It's just like the most hilarious group chat ever. And there's already just so many inside jokes being formed. Another week goes by. Yeah, another week goes by. It's actually It's actually Clark's birthday goes by. You guys have a big giant birthday party for Clark.
Clark.
And you guys insist on hosting it, and it's just perfectly hosted, and you have the perfect, you're able to invite all his friends over. It's just this amazing time. Clark's never been more drunk in his life, but he's just having a great time.
Seems like the time to strike then, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a moment
Definitely.
in the birthday party where the two of you are kind of able to get Clark out on the patio. The wife is, gossiping with some of her other friends about, the latest news from the kids' school. So this is the perfect time. You've got Clark all alone on the patio.
Now, before they say anything, I assume they're wearing wires every time.
Oh yeah, it's not even wires necessarily, but you just have in-ear communication, and you'd have your cell phones open.
Okay.
Your cell phones are
That way,
high quality mic.
Jacob could be there in a nondescript van across the street or some shit, ready to make him hate his boss at this moment.
Oh yeah, I assume that you all might even be at the party if you really wanted to, because once again they don't know what you look like, so you just be another party goer. You'd be oh, you must be Ambrosia and Indira's friend. Oh, very nice. Blah 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 blah. You give them a fake name, fake story.
Did I ever get the job?
They forget you 5 seconds later. Yeah, you did get the job. You've been working there for a week.
Okay.
Boring. It's third shift, so you're always tired.
Okay.
Did you just technically follow up with HR?
I have a question about that. Remind me, Patty, after we finish the seduction
Sure.
scene.
But yeah, so two of you are on the porch with Clark.
Yeah, so when I first met him, I would have wanted to use irrepressible charisma. I should have rolled my neck, which I didn't. Okay, never mind.
No, what is it? So I kind of
so-
went through that fast.
Yeah, so when you make a first impression, roll your neck skill. On a success, the target remembers you favorably, improving the attitude of everyone you interact with for the first time by 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
with your guys' 20 billion successes, yeah, like I said, it's just you're the bread to their butter.
Okay. And so the other powers. I want to use the power Lie Detector. Anyone of a tier lower than you must overcome complication 2 under scrutiny when lying to you. Failure or inability to buy off this complication results in a confession from the target. Spend momentum and they simply cannot lie to you at all. The story guide should also notify you when a lie has been told, though it does not automatically reveal the truth, but also reveals a nebulous truth, such as he has been convinced this is true, which should always be a means for characters to pursue the person who manipulated the target in the first place.
Probably won't need to imbue anything just because he's your friend, he's drunk, he's happy,
Okay.
and now you've got kind of this passive power going on where he is almost compelled not to lie.
Okay, so yeah, I'll so I'll bring the conversation around to oh goodness, what would be a good way to do this? I think
Look at the stars.
I'm sorry?
Ooh, look at the stars. Aren't they so nice? I think you
Yeah.
might be able to see Jupiter.
That's what I love about
Wow.
if we were anywhere else and any other company, they'd just be spewing their toxins into the air and there'd be so much pollution. We'd be able to see the stars, but man, the stars are so pretty from here.
You seem to have a much better experience than I did. I was on a consulting gig ages ago, and security was Rings of Jupiter, which I think are the same people that your company works with.
Maybe I don't know. They're just
Oh, they
they're
were
there.
really difficult to work with, so you're really lucky that everything
Yeah, they
seems to be
just-
working out for you.
They mostly stay out of the way, which is good because I'm responsible for the safety of everyone in that fact. I mean, I love my job, but that's really stressful. So if those guys got in the way, I'd be sure to tell them off. But they mainly keep to themselves. They stay on the edges. They don't go near the machinery. They're just really more concerned with like who goes in and out of the administrative office. But like, whatever.
Huh. Well, I really don't want to think that you or that I'm abusing our friendship at all, but I have heard some really interesting rumors about what your company might be up to in the future. Like, do you have anything cool coming down the pipeline?
I mean, we're in everything, so
Mhm.
everything's cool. I mean, I think New York's going to try to go for the next record. They're going to try to beat the Burj Khalifa. I'll tell anyone.
Okay.
They. I don't know if you know this, but they've been salty since the Sears Tower. So the Burj just like was the cherry on top, and I think they're going to go for the tall structure again.
Wow, are you going to be involved in that at all?
Absolutely. Best steel is
Okay.
Etna steel.
That's true. Oh, okay. Oh, what else?
But
should I ask him?
don't tell anyone I told you that. Shh.
Oh, cross my heart, never. Guys, what else should I ask him?
Plant the seed of doubt about weapons.
It's interesting because I'm so proud of your company because with every other big conglomerate like this one, like they're always involved in weapons in some kind, some fashion, some form. Whether it's just like guns or, big time government contracts.
It's true. It's true. A lot of people fall for those big government dollars. I'm not saying we don't take big government dollars. We definitely build a lot of government buildings, and we build like weapon adjacent stuff. Like we build submarines, and we build aircraft carriers and destroyers and things like that. But one thing, we do not build the weapons that go on those things. That's important to me. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, plus you gotta think about it. Like the materials and machinery and the processes for building like cannons, the fine manipulation to build just like bullets or smaller arms. That's very specialized, and just it's not the route we're going.
Okay.
Indira, maybe mention you heard rumors about subsidiaries he doesn't know about, that his CEO only knows about. Jacob, do the thing.
Yeah, and so like that's weird. Like you don't even have any like weapons subsidiaries?
Nope.
Like I know Halliburton.
Psh, those guys. There ain't no Etna.
Jacob, do the thing.
It is time. Okay. So how shall I do this? Let's see.
And just to clarify, Patty, he was on the up and up the whole time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This guy would tell you his social security number right now if you really wanted him to.
Yes, please.
I'm going to. Well, okay. So remind me what the difference is between imbuing or spending.
Well, spending is very hard to. I'm sorry, Patty. I'm used to running this. Go.
No, it's fine. Imbuing means you put it in you put it in there briefly, and then when you're done, you get it back.
Okay.
Like whatever fuel source it is. Spending means like you use it for whatever it's consumed, and then you have to get it back. And I forget exactly how you get it back, but it's very hard to get back.
Okay. Then I'm just going to imbue, and it is instant. And let's see here. Non-trivial characters. Would you consider him a non-trivial, or?
Just go ahead and read the power.
Okay. Your magic corrodes the relationships that tie people together. When you cast a spell, you change your target's attitude toward a single person, switches to negative. If the attitude was already negative, which it might be by now, it shifts down by 2. If you spend an inheritance when activating this spell, then immediately destroy a single bond your target has with that person. The bond's strength drops to 0 no matter how strong it was. Non-trivial characters gain a Clash of Wills. On a success, the bond simply erodes by 1.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make this since he does love his company so much, we're gonna make this a Clash of Wills. So, I think he gets to roll versus. Does this have like traits attached to it? Does it say the power?
I do not have it on my cheat sheet.
Clash of Wills is usually the knack skill plus inheritance, I think.
That's going to be a spell, so it's going to be the skill that ties to the flight in this case, or any one of the skills that ties to their flight. Should be a list.
Yes, that would be. Lindworm.
Lindworm. That's just fun to say. Sorry. But the big question is, when do I get to punch a Nazi?
I know.
1 second. Where is it?
I ate it.
Chapter 5? You'd think it'd be in 4, but I'm not
Yeah,
seeing it.
it should be under Dragon Powers. There's Dragon Nax. Hornax. Dragon Magic.
Oh, nice.
It would actually be listed in the flight information.
Yeah, it's not in
Oh,
the
that
actual.
might actually be Chapter 2.
I looked. It's not, and it's not there. It might
Just pick
be.
one. You can just pick one if you want.
It's true.
If we want to be official, though. Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Did you find it?
No.
No.
Dwayne!
He found something else. He found something else interesting.
I did find something else.
Hold on.
Damn it, Steve.
If I can't find the next 10 seconds, I'm just gonna pick one.
Dear Twitch, please hold.
We're trying to be official by the rules.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
Oh no! Make it up.
All right. Yep. We're gonna
Make it
say. We're gonna tie it to. We're gonna tie it to manipulation. Boom. Done. Written in sand.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
Nailed it.
3 dots in manipulation.
Cool.
Wow.
So sounds like it would be that plus inheritance plus whatever. What did you say, Dwayne?
It should be whatever the skill is plus inheritance.
1 inheritance.
Yes, everyone is.
Something else, maybe.
No, I have 1 to start, and then you also gifted 1, so technically I have 2.
Oh, yes. You have one, like you have a freebie to spend. Yes. Sorry, but you wouldn't have 2 for this. Like you don't have that inheritance permanently, right?
Yeah. So Clash of Wills is resolved by making opposed rolls of the skill plus inheritance or the calling dot, whichever is higher. But that's for Nax.
I have subterfuge.
Not subterfuge, manipulation.
I heard skill. Sorry.
Yes, do manipulation plus inheritance, which is 1. So, yeah, there were that many d10s, and then he'll roll opposed.
All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Oh, 1 success.
Well, he also rolled 1 success. So I'm going to say tie goes to you because dragons are awesome, and he's just a guy. So he's just a guy. So Jacob's magic goes off, and you just keep pressuring him with like this. Wow, really surprised not in weapons. Like and everything, huh? Even you're sure not weapons? Weapons. Am I right? Weapons. He's just like, you know, you know what really grinds my gears is been with this company 15 years. 15 years. And they still like to hide things. For me, of all people, I am the most loyal. And just they keep things hidden. They use, I'm still not allowed to go in the administrative office technically. Like I'm only allowed to really be up there with company. Like I've been in there before. Like obviously, like the bathroom was closer or like whatever. But I'm not allowed to go up there unaccompanied. One of the security guys has to be with me, and I don't know because they use code words and they have like secret project names. It's ridiculous. I don't know why there's secrecy. I don't get it.
You should find out.
I mean, that's not my yes, I earned it, but like I'm not one to like go snooping.
Oh no, I don't think it has anything to do with whether you've earned it or not. I mean, quite clearly you have, but you're the security manager. Like, if they're keeping things from you, that means someone could get hurt. They're not letting you do your job the way it needs to be done.
It's true. What if it is something that affects the factory floor and then somebody gets hurt and then maybe if I had known I could have stopped it. I could have made up a safety procedure that accounted for that.
Right, but, like you didn't use the right hazmat procedure and now this guy's kid has cancer.
But I'm just a guy. What am I supposed to do? I'm just a guy who does things. I just say the safety. That's it. I'm not. I think I could get in their computer, but I wouldn't know what to look for. I don't know. I don't even know the password of those computers. I don't even know how to get on those computers. All I've got is my personal workstation.
Well, do you have a company intranet?
I mean, yeah, there's a private server for our company that like everyone runs off of, but I'm not. That's not my I'm not a very big tech. I'm not a tech guy. Like he pulls out his phone. Like all I know is this is an iPhone. That's it. I don't know. It calls people when I can text on it.
Okay. Huh. Well, we really want to help you out because, I know we've only known each other for a short period of time, but, I think of you as a really good friend.
You two? You guys are like, well, you're like our best friends now. It's crazy.
Yeah, so let's think of something that we can do to help you out.
I mean, there's got to be like, all I know is there's definitely some secret stuff they don't share with everyone. That's in the office. That's on those computers. Right. And then whenever there's a safety issue, they contact me, of course, because I'm the safety manager. But anytime someone tries, we've had whistleblowers before, but the government always comes by and checks everything out, and they say we're okay. So, like, sometimes people have been saying, like, we don't follow the environmental procedures, but the EPA comes down, they say everything's okay. And, I have to, that's the worst. I have to be there as, like, the safety manager to, like, make sure everything's handled correctly. That's the worst.
Clark, I gotta ask. It seems like there's a lot of secrets. They're holding these things from you, like you're saying, and you want to know what's going on so that you can do the right thing, so that you can do the good thing. Is there someone there that you can trust to look into this with you? Maybe you don't have the skills, but, maybe someone who's not as ingrained. Maybe someone who's not, been there for quite as long, who can see things that maybe got built up around you. Maybe someone who knows a little bit about, if you're saying environmental stuff, anyone that you could turn to, new, knows these
Well-
things in and out, that you trust,
I don't know if
Or you
I
like?
trust
or you
him,
like?
but there was this new guy, and he said he knew people in the EPA. He didn't know our EPA agent, but he said he knew people in the EPA.
Oh wow.
He's kind of new though, and I don't know if I trust him.
Well, I mean,
His name's
I-
get this, Ambrosia. Get this. This is hilarious. This is hilarious.
what?
His name is Michael Bolton. Like Michael
The
Bolton,
singer?
like the singer.
Oh,
He said that was a bit of a sore subject though, so I didn't make too much fun of him. But I'm not the best person. I make fun of him behind his back. It's hilarious.
well,
Okay.
that's-
I would like to use another power right now.
Sure.
It is called Sage Counsel. When someone approaches you in need of advice, they give one enhancement to resolve the problem themselves if you work together on a solution. If they can't solve it, you gain the same bonus to all rolls to resolve the issue by yourself. These bonuses apply before rolls are made. Spend momentum to impel a Storyguide character to come to seeking your counsel. I would like to counsel him that he should definitely trust Michael Bolton.
Okay. See, like the two of you kind of like, is there like? Well, and he's just like, you know,
Like
you
sometimes
guys,
the
you guys are
newcomers
right.
with the freshest perspective, those are
Yeah.
the people you want to have on your side.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I gotta see if he knows how to like hack things. Maybe he knows how to get into the computers, and he can figure out what those secret phrases and things. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll ask Michael Bolton.
You should go to Michael
Okay.
Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Let's
I bet he can't even sing.
let's get you some water and a vitamin before you forget
No
this
way.
conversation ever
it's my
happened.
birthday. Shots. Who we take? Oh, come on, let's go take some shots. It's my birthday.
Patty, I got 3 things. One, during the scene when they're actually convincing him, way back earlier, we also mentioned they might be watching him. Because he's got a lot of authority but doesn't know anything.
Sure.
I have Keen-Eyed Watcher. I can roll it, or I can roll it for more than one question, but I get one question free. So as soon as they start pressuring him to turn against his company about weapons, how many enemies are present?
None.
I report that to the group, that if they are watching him, they're not doing it, they're doing it remotely. 2, it looks like if you need to roll opposed rolls for dragon magic, you would use the skills you picked for your dragon flight path way back at the beginning of character creation. Everybody has 3 skills tied to their dragon flight path. And I learned something else we need to be doing too, so it makes things so much better. We can't do our spells unless we can activate them using our flight stuff. I just dropped it in Discord. For
Oh.
instance, Ever can't use their spell if they didn't curse an enemy, roar, or touch gold or jewels. And I couldn't.
I'm assuming they roared
something or started a fire or punched something. So those make things way more interesting. We should do that.
Okay.
I chugged a beer and roared, "Woo!"
I would say I assumed your character roared.
I imagine because this is a party, there's some ambient music, and so Indira's just sort of like chair dancing.
You should totally talk to that Michael Bolton guy. Yeah. Amazing.
I personally, Rachel, if there's ambient music, I will dance to it. So.
And I was totally like a cat. I walk up to their bookshelf, find an expensive looking vase. Whoops, shatter.
Yeah, with the noise of the party, no one really pays attention to the shattered vase. All right. Okay. So yeah, you guys
Well done,
kind of
seducers.
yes, yeah. The party winds down. Everyone starts to go home, and next morning you guys can reconvene at the
Warehouse.
super secret spy warehouse meetup place.
I
All
walk
right,
in,
Michael
and the
Bolton,
first
we
thing
got
I
him on
say
your
is,
side.
yeah, I was gonna walk in. The first thing I was gonna say is, "What's up, Mikey?" Because we all heard all of that.
You know that's not my real name and doesn't affect me. I'm in on the joke. That's
It
the
is
joke.
Right.
You're
I'm
forever
laughing
known
with
as Michael
you.
Porton.
Who said we're laughing at you, Mr. Sensitive? Here's coffee.
I'm just. Oh, thanks. I'm just saying, like, I made the joke and you guys are laughing and taking credit for it. I feel like that's really. You know what? You do that. That's fine. That's cool. I've been
He's
up
real
all night.
sensitive about that
I feel
name,
like
ain't he,
we
Ambrosia?
just-
Elbow,
we
Ambrosia.
really just cracked into some deep-seated issues here. Are you
Yeah,
okay?
we touched on an issue
Well,
here.
you know, last night you guys were up getting drunk, and I was overseeing 6 people who don't know how to do their jobs correctly. They were
That's true.
2
You guys
inches
decided to meet at
off
9
their center
a.m.
line.
And I was on a date.
You've
You
got
guys
the
decided to
third-
meet at
you've
9
got the
yeah.
third shift cranky pants on. I got it.
We're sorry. I start humming Michael Bolton songs.
Yeah, that doesn't affect. I'm.
I start humming Lonely Island
Does
songs.
nobody? I was just about to say, does nobody get the fucking joke?
Nope.
You know what?
All right.
Go
So
sit
we've got
quietly in the
this
corner
guy.
and drink my coffee.
We've got this guy questioning his life decisions, and we've got him trusting Lorenzo.
Told you he was clean.
Good. Then we can use that to our advantage. We know that we need to get into that administrative office. We also know that these rings of Jupiter are our biggest obstacles. So we need to do something about them next, most likely. I think
Yep.
Jacob would be
Oh, question, Patty. When I'm on third shift, do I notice less security at third shift than there is during the daytime?
Nope. Same amount of security around the
Same-
clock.
Okay.
Hmm.
Damn.
Is it the same security guards
No.
all day?
No, it is not.
No. Is it like a group of guys that just don't sleep? Like
The security shifts rotate the same time factory shifts do.
oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
That's a hole in there.
Yeah, that's not very good security.
I can get into the administrative wing very easily and plant the USB drive, but I feel like maybe it's Jacob's turn to get hired. It would
Well-
be good to know the ins and outs of how security runs there if Jacob worked for them.
All right. So here's what we do.
Oh, I have to
is
get a job now?
I'm on third
I mean-
shift, and then we call IT, an outside IT firm, to come fix the router that's only in the administrative building. So they got to get in there and poke around.
I can just show up and they'll think I'm a janitor.
That too.
I can get into buildings very easily.
Okay.
Very easily.
I mean, I know my
Yeah.
favorite thing is
Mitch, you look at the building
The
schematic
door- yeah,
blueprints
the
that you
doors
have by
are-
this
yeah.
point, and you're just like, man.
The doors are like lovers.
this is not like this, like the amount of security they have like would deter a normal thief. This is not dragon thief proof. You're just like, this is kind of pathetic.
Okay. So we should wait till. So honestly, at this point, we should just wait till third shift and break in, and snatch what we need, and get that part of it done, and then we can work the exposure part. Now that we have Clark doing his thing, does that make sense?
Well, so we don't want to be detected, so we probably shouldn't steal the hard drives, but we should copy them.
Oh, speaking of stealing information, about a week. So this has been about 2 weeks for the long con thing. About a week and a half in, you finally got a ping on your remote server from someone plugging in the flash drive,
Nice.
and it has slowly begun the
Idiot.
process of downloading files.
Idiots.
It
Beautiful.
prioritizes 2 different sections of files. One titled Galileo, the other titled Cyclops.
Like the douchey X-Men character?
Yes, or like the mythological being with one eye.
Listen to you.
Oh, I was wondering, like, what sort of, like, clip art they put on the top of their
You
folder.
leave Scott alone.
Exactly.
The clip
Scott
art
has a
with
hard job.
Yeah,
Steve
being a
gets it.
douche to everyone.
the clip art for Cyclops would be a hammer with an
Mhm.
eyeball in like it's a side profile of a hammer with the eyeball on the side profile.
Nice. Okay.
No,
The,
that doesn't seem weapony at all.
No.
The clip art for Galileo is just a lightning bolt.
Okay.
Definitely not a bunch of Zeus and Thor references.
No.
I mean, Odin references.
Well, Cyclops would be Odysseus, not Odin. Maybe.
One-eyed hammer.
Lightning would be Thor.
One-eyed hammer would be Odin.
No, it'd be knocking out the Cyclops' eye. You know, like the book. I'm gonna sit over here in the corner and drink my coffee.
We gonna break in, you guys?
Yeah, Rashid, you
Oh,
up
you'd
for
never
a
ask.
midnight stroll?
I
I
feel like
am
we
ready,
haven't
Michigan.
oceaned this enough. Like, there's not like half the party has to be hired by the company, or you know. Anyway.
You're hired. Me and Indira are like days away from just swinging with them.
I'm
You know,
I was gonna say, maybe you should just have another coffee.
just gonna sit over in
pretty-
the corner and drink my coffee. You guys have been really rude today.
Man, he's sensitive today.
I worked
Today.
all night, and you guys called a 9 o'clock meeting. You know how much I've slept today? 0.
So Michigan,
Zilch.
what time we doing this?
You know what? Pox on you all.
As long as the sun is down, I'm good to go. Actually, I'm good to go whenever.
Yeah.
We could go right now.
You know what? You guys could go right now. You know who's not first shift manager? This guy. You know who's third shift manager? This guy. Gonna
Get it,
go some
Lorenzo.
sleep.
It's the first real job you've ever worked in your life.
That's
Move
You
on.
can't use magic.
It's been a little difficult. All right.
Why don't you go find your cot and have a nap?
You know
And
what?
Snickers.
All
You
right.
need a Snickers.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I've been a little rough. I've been a little terse. I've been a little curt. I apologize. Now y'all can fuck off while I go take a nap.
You said Snickers.
Yes.
I heard stickers.
Either
That
one.
works
Oh.
too.
Either one would work.
No, so what we need to do is get a whole bunch of really high quality magnet stickers with the company logo on them. Break in, loot the hard drives, and then stick the stickers on each computer. The magnet stickers.
Nice.
And then maybe take a couple whacks at it with a really strong magnet, you know, just to be safe.
Just to erase it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I am curious. Let me double check this.
Just to make Lorenzo feel good, I'll hand him because I don't sleep at the warehouse. This is too below me. But I'll give him my my key to the Lulz 1000. You can go sleep there.
Cool.
I mean, we all have. Wait, out of curiosity, does everyone have layers?
I have an RV.
Like in how we dress, or
Sure don't.
I mean it's Seattle, so I was
Layer.
thinking.
Like a dragon layer.
Yes,
Nope.
I have
Yeah,
a
sure
layer.
don't.
Oh,
I have a horde.
Lot ear.
Yes, everyone have a layer.
Nope.
Really?
Uh,
Does not
Mine's
have
a
a layer.
portable layer.
Oh,
Layer's a
I-
birthright. It's a choice.
I have.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
I have a 2-dot layer tagged acceptance. I'm not sure what that means. I have a 3-dot horde. Oh, I've got 3-dot pawn. Vasuki spies.
I also have a
That's
pawn.
useful.
Don't forget, speaking of birthrights, anyone who has tradecraft, that is extremely powerful in this game. You can literally retcon learning clues. Like, oh yeah, I already did that previously with some dead drops to make a roll.
I have that 3 dots too.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
I'm in
Tradecraft is sexy.
I'm in IT,
Yeah, I
so
gotta figure out what my tradecraft is.
I have to do an actually. magnets only affect old hard drives, not new hard drives, and you need like a really powerful magnet to do that. So,
Well,
So my thought was like, we actually do like just fuck the hard drives. But then stick the magnets on, so when they're like, why aren't the hard drives? Oh, someone stuck magnets on all our shit. I don't know. It was an idea.
I support this idea. My
Thank you.
character has one technology and assumes that will work.
Yeah, I have similar 2 dots.
So Michigan,
Yeah.
let's see how dumb we can make this. I have Master of the World, which is the +3 enhancements to all of our sneaky rolls. I also have
Okay.
Complete Privacy, which is +2 DC for Patty to catch us, tail us, or otherwise follow us with his security guards. I have Keen-Eyed Watcher, where I can just ask questions. What's the safest way in and out? Where are the hazards? Who's the biggest threat? And I have Unobtrusive Visitor, where I can just, I belong here. Until I take a violent action, like, it just works. They just accept that I should be here. Also, if I stand still long enough, I literally disappear.
Yeah,
What do you
I
got?
have that.
Let's make it more ridiculous.
Yeah, I have the stand still and disappear as well. I have is that unfettered? Locks do not deter me,
Nice.
unless it's blocked by supernatural means. It automatically opens.
Nice.
Like I rub it and caress it, and it just opens.
For it.
Let's see what eyes turned away. I gotta imbue, but it just means that whenever I walk down a hallway, they just happen to go, huh? And just look the other way.
You do the Obi-Wan in the Death Star, just like,
Yeah.
huh? What was that?
And then even if Patty does try to notice me, I get a +3 enhancement. So
You
Okay.
want us to even roll or just do it?
No,
I'm kidding.
I really wasn't gonna have you roll anyway. Like, it's not definitely not hard. It's like the security is not meant to keep dragons out.
Right.
Like, the security is regular base human level security. Like, to get in, like, it's very easily, like, you could stick to the shadows, like, watch the guard patrol patterns, like, it's very easy just with any base knowledge which you already have from Lorenzo working there, and being buddy with Clark. You know how things work, so it's easy to just plan your movement out ahead of time.
Okay.
I know that you guys are like super sneaky. I do have 2 things that might be able to help with that. I have
Punch Nazi and Punch Nazi.
yeah, I could turn into a gecko
Yes.
too and just crawl on the ceiling.
Oh my god, yay.
I would carry you and pet you, but what do you got, Jacob?
I got totally flustered as an adorable little gecko. Jeez, Jacob is a teddy bear. Anyway, warning sense the presence of danger before it emerges. And then I have 4 dots in subterfuge for infiltration.
Okay.
So
What's the play?
Once we're in, figure out which area is the most off limits and go there.
Oh, I can help
Okay.
with that as well. Let me throw some more bullshit.
I mean, we know the most off limits is the administration office.
Well,
So
no. Once we're in the administration office, what is even more off limits? Once we
Yeah.
have access to the servers in there.
I can declare an important object, and I gain an enhancement on unopposed rolls to find or retrieve it.
Okay.
I can't be.
All right.
I can't be specific.
Also, the danger sense is cool. We're bringing Jacob, so it's all 3 of us.
Okay. All right. And Ambrosia, are you going with Ambrosia and Indira? Are you going with the infiltration team as well?
Are
Well-
you sneaky?
'Cause, like,
Because
with-
we can't make you sneaky.
Yeah, so my subterfuge is pretty good, but I don't have any magic that would let me sneak.
A stealth roll would be subterfuge plus dexterity.
Actually, that's what I did in Mythos. That's not correct. It's athletics.
Oh, no!
That's wrong.
Okay, subterfuge plus athletics.
Subterfuge
Or
infiltration
athletics plus
speci-
dexterity.
Yeah.
Right?
For physically sneaking, it's athletics plus dex. The subterfuge specializations are for social conditioning, talking your way in and out. James Bond.
Yeah, my die pool for that is only 6.
It's not bad. Like I said, it's human level security. So for a dragon to sneak in,
It's boring.
I mean, I do have teleportation magic. So if shit does get haywire, I can get us out.
can you just teleport into the administrative office?
No, because it needs to be
Okay.
somewhere that I'm familiar with. So I could
Familiar?
probably-
Does it specify familiar how? So I'll help you here for free. If Mitch and Rashid are just standing in the office and describe it to you, is that familiar enough?
You may choose any location you have seen or know about in enough detail to visualize both anywhere in the world or in any terra incognita.
Seeing,
will allow-
why would we even tell you? We'll just turn around with the panorama
Yeah,
cam.
even if you didn't want to use a camera in there, they could literally just be like, "There's a desk made of this that's sitting at 30
couldn't
feet in the room." Blah blah blah.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
it's
that
in
I know
the
that,
corner.
couldn't Lorenzo just kind of like snap a couple of pictures?
Oh,
walking
I assume
by
he's
it?
already. I assume he's already done that.
So we could do that before even we could just get you in
Yeah.
that way. We don't even have
Yeah.
to.
So
sneak
if
in.
you want to use your teleportation magic, you can 100% teleport into the administrative office.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right. So that just leaves.
I can't
Ambrosia?
Sneak, I can't sneak for shit. So if I'm coming, it's literally just to shoot stuff.
Can you teleport someone with you, Indira?
I did not copy down if I could.
What's the spell you have? I can tell you. I almost took all that.
It is called teleportation.
You just have the base teleport. Okay, no, you have to go farther into the tree to take people with you.
Okay.
All right. So I guess Ambrosia's wheelman then, just chilling on the outside, waiting for everyone to
We
hop
do
in.
need a wheelman,
Yeah, I can
and
sit
Ambrosia
out-
can shoot shit.
I can sit outside. I can also, if any cops get called, I can talk to them
All right. Cool.
in cop terms.
And we're gonna let Lorenzo nap.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, are you not doing this during his shift?
Yeah, it would help.
I mean, if he wants us to do it that way, sure. It doesn't actually matter.
Oh yeah, you should do it on my shift, like
Yeah, we can wait till nighttime.
middle of
Yeah.
night. Yeah, definitely.
Alright. That sounds
All right,
good.
cool. So you wait until third shift timing, so it's like 11 p.m. Midnight. Lorenzo's there. The two of you sneak in, and the three of you sneak in, and Dira just teleports in, and Lorenzo, you're just kind of like, I'm gonna get a coffee. You guys good here? All right, cool. And make your way into the administrative office. So, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you are in there.
Okay.
You walk in. I'm emptying a trash bin. There's a gecko on my shoulder.
He literally walks in with a coffee, hands it to you. You look like you could use this.
I don't need these because I'm not cranky. I hand it back.
Thanks, a latte.
I pet. I pet the lizard.
Cool.
I
And then I
enjoy
hand it, and then I
And
hand it
then-
to Jacob, who also pets the lizard. Okay, that's enough of that. petting to win.
Before we actually commit to this, I did have some questions about gear.
Sure. Yeah, Joan of Arc is your gear person, so
I need.
you guys could have
some-
taken whatever you wanted,
I
basically,
need
within reason.
I need some sort of firearm.
Name it, you have it.
Okay. I'd like something that hits hard.
You can have a Desert Eagle. You want silenced?
Are you referring to mechanics? I got you. I'll get it for you.
Yeah, can you give me the stats on
Yeah.
a weapon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Desert Eagle sounds good. I like big and okay.
Do you want it silenced? Because you can have it silenced.
A silenced Desert Eagle? Is that a thing?
I was
I mean,
just
it
about to
goes-
say.
But,
No.
It's
you know,
freaking long.
There are actually
yes.
tags you add to weapons. So, for the sake of the audience, let's make him a gun. Hold on, I got this. It's in the origin book, by the way. It's not in the Dragon.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. If I'm being completely honest with you, if I'm shooting, stealth has probably not worked.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
We'll leave it unsilenced then. We'll just put a compensator on it instead.
Sounds perfectly fine with that.
We'll put an extended mag and a red dot on it too.
There we go.
you
There we
also
go.
need some wall charges. What are those? Breach charges?
Breach
Yeah, I need some
charges?
breach charges and
yeah.
or 3 flashbangs.
Yeah. What's your
No.
gizmo that goes?
What's my
with your-
loadout?
Yeah. What's your
Nope. Nope. Anybody else have any equipment requests they wanted to have for this?
I would also like a police scanner.
Easy
and
enough.
stuff to listen to any transmissions coming out, like, you know.
Yeah.
So, if you're down for it, Patty, for the sake of the audience, we can actually make Steve's gun, like, for real.
Yeah, sure. And you can just keep using this gun on next sessions.
Perfect.
Okay.
Because, yeah, one of my best skills is firearms, so I'd like to actually have my gun.
Yeah.
So,
It actually does matter in the game.
as far as equipment, Indira is bringing a satchel full of hard drives.
Okay.
Just like we're going to copy the information onto our hard drives before we screw up their hard drives.
Sure. You can bring a bag with just like 10 Western Digital, 1 terabyte hard drives, no problem.
Yeah, and then like, all the really cool, kind of silly spy gear, like silly string to look for tripwires, or like hairspray to look for lasers.
Sure. Joan of Arc provides those things, but they're just like, they sign to you, just like, this stuff doesn't actually work, right? Like, we haven't used this since the 70s.
Silly string works?
She just shrugs. Kind of like, if you say so. I'm only the expert, but sure.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, but they're fun to have.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
I get a shoe with a recording device in it.
they're not going to deny you like silly string. Like, if you
Oh,
want silly
yeah.
string, like, they'll give it to you. But
Can I have a shoe phone?
no, we're not doing Get Smart.
We're not doing Get Smart.
At least this
Get
part of
Smart.
Get Smart. We'll do other parts of Get Smart.
We should do Get Smart.
Yeah, can I get
Let's do Get
a?
Smart.
I guess the only thing that Michigan would have would be like a fiber optics camera, like a little
Yeah.
small one.
Yeah, you could have one that's kind of, very thin and bendable.
Yeah.
You could put underneath doors and around corners.
Yeah. And then maybe, well, no, I don't need lockpicks. I just make love to the door.
Okay, Steven. Weapons can have 3 tags, 3 points of tags. Some tags don't cost anything. Making it a firearm costs 0 points. Basically means it's a gun. It gives you a +1 enhancement to your firearms rolls just for it being a gun.
Or
What?
So add that first.
Okay, how do I... Okay, hold on. So weapon. Okay, weapon.
Yep, tag of firearms. I'll post them in the Discord for you too. I'm just saying them out loud for the
Okay.
The other +0 tag you're gonna want, it's obvious, is lethal.
yeah,
Okay, hold on. Firearm. Lethal.
Also, I recommend this, but you don't have to take it. Ranged, meaning you can't use it at closer than medium without a penalty, but it gives you
Plus
the
one
stated
enhancement to
bonuses. Yep.
Firearms. Okay. Sure.
I'm going to read through the rest. Some of these obviously won't apply, but they're fun anyways.
All right.
Aggravated, 2. This weapon deals grievous magical damage. Arcing, 1. The weapon can be fired in an arc, allowing you to shoot around corners.
Hmm.
make this bitch wanted.
Lets you ignore light cover. Automatic, 2 points. Does what it says. +1 enhancement to applying the critical hit stun. So you buy stunts with your successes when you roll to hit. So basically, Patty gives you a difficulty. I need 2 successes to hit this guy because he has cover.
With 3, I would get a stun. I got
Right.
it. Yeah.
This makes buying the critical hit stunt cheaper. Bashing, which we'll ignore. Brutal, 1 point. This weapon can inflict massive trauma. That's another way to reduce the critical stunt point value. They don't stack. Concealable, 1 point, so you can hide it. Grappling, 1 point. +1 enhancement to grapple checks. Long range for 1 point. Loud, -1 point. It's noisy and cannot be silenced. It will draw attention.
Yes, loud.
So now you have 4 points to
Brutal
buy.
sounded good. Brutal deals massive damage. I like that.
Here comes your next favorite one. Messy, -1. This weapon does not damage cleanly, leaving ragged wounds or blowing apart people. A messy weapon will leave behind a distinctive trail.
Oops.
Yeah, that sounds like a deagle.
Yep. So
Yeah.
messy. Jesus Christ.
So with your 2 free points, I recommend piercing. It lets you punch through armor.
Yes.
That costs 2 points, so now you're back to 3 points.
Well, I took brutal, so I'm down to 2.
Down to 2. Okay.
'Cause brutal. That's the. What was brutal
Improves,
again?
improves
Improves
the cost
buying
for
the
critical stunt.
Yep.
Okay.
Pushing for 1 point isn't really meant for range,
Nope.
but it lets you push people away.
Yep.
Reach, obviously, returning.
Mm.
Shockwave for 4 points. You can strike every target in the range band. Slow, you don't want that. It gives you points, but it makes it slower to reload, move, and use.
No.
Stun for 1 point. Two-handed for -1 point, and unconcealable for -1 point.
The concealable.
So concealable's 1, so that leaves you 1 point.
What's another good one?
Uh,
More. Firearm, lethal range, loud, brutal, messy, piercing, concealable.
Long range, say you've got a custom barrel, so you hit targets farther away.
Or what about the one where actually the curve, like the around?
Yeah, the arc is
cover?
fun. I'll send
Yeah,
you
do
that
it.
one. Yeah.
Art. I can-
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
Fuck
Sure,
it.
why not, yeah.
Fuck it. All right, cool.
There you go.
That's my gun.
It's a boomerang gun. Okay, and now Steve has a gun.
Thank you guys. Sorry for that.
Nope. Perfect.
It's fun to make weapons in this game.
That's actually cool. That you
So,
can go
what is
and
the
just-
name of this weapon?
Boom Boom? I don't know.
Sure.
I,
Ambrosia's Deagle Boom Boom.
I didn't know I had to name it. Yikes.
What's your flight again?
Joker.
Choka.
The unquenchable thirst.
Extinguisher.
Ooh. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Because your character's background has fire in it too, right?
My character's entire thing is about extinguishing fire.
All right, let's get
Perfect.
this heist going.
That is amazing.
Right. Got about 10 minutes left. 8 minutes. So, tell us what happens when we're inside.
All right, yeah. So you're in the administrative office. You have the computers there available to you. You have the entire room available to you. You kind of quickly search the whole office area. It's a larger kind of open area that has 2 computer stations at it that are kind of involved. Like they have multiple monitor setups, and they also have several different display underneath the monitors that have monitoring that have the constant monitoring of all the equipment in the factory. So like the actual manufacturing machines, fuel lines in and out, waste, all those things. It's constantly monitoring all the levels. And then the other rooms in this office are the bathroom, and then there is a locked off room, but with Mitch, you're able to open it up, and it's actually an elevator that seems to like go into the back wall of the factory.
Does it go up or down?
Goes down.
Always goes down.
All right. Let's go.
Yes, we all 5 of us load into the elevator.
It's a bit of a squeeze.
And I hit the down button.
Well, no.
Meant for one.
No. 4 of us, because one of us is a gecko.
Yeah. Are there
Why would you reappear yet?
any cameras that we need to be worried about that we're taking care of, I would hope, on the way?
None in this room. They're-
Oh, okay.
It's once you get in this room, they don't want eyes on what's happening in this room.
I see.
Uh-huh.
Plus,
Just to be on the safe side, like Indira is wearing like a blonde wig and like
Okay.
probably a hood or like a hat to like cover her face. And gloves, obviously gloves.
plus, I'm using. This is gonna be awesome. Totally unnecessary, but fun. I'm using one of my votes from last session, plus 2 of my powers, to make any roll Patty makes to discover us, even with cameras, at -7.
Damn. Oh. Also, to explain Lorenzo not being at his station, he would go and drink coffee and like drink a lot of it, and then just have like this moment of him holding his stomach, and then he'd run towards the bathroom, actually holding his butt, and then he'd just disappear.
Perfect. Perfect.
Good old caffeine cleanse.
All right. So everyone's going down the elevator?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Everyone goes down the elevator, opens up, and it's a floor plan that almost mirrors the one above. You can tell this one's underground, though. And here there's only one assembly line, though. But it's not quite an assembly line that looks like the one above. There's not machines automated on it. It looks like this is still a manpower only assembly line. And you go down, the tools look older. It's simple hammers and anvils, chisels. You actually see like a forge that's not hot right now. And
Got so excited.
you see the mold that is near the forge, and it literally looks like a lightning bolt.
Oh.
Do we smell anything funky?
It smells like ozone, like the smell after a storm.
Like scent the divine.
Oh, how does that work?
I will read it to you. Do you have it, Dwayne?
Oh, go ahead.
No, Dwayne, you should read it. I would like to hear your voice.
I do have it.
You
We
should
like
read
to
it.
hear you read, Dwayne.
Oh,
Yes, Dwayne.
You have a very soothing voice.
at
You do.
Inheritance 1, every heir gains the ability to scent the divine. Unlike heroes, those senses have been dulled by their human nature. Heirs are keenly aware to the supernatural around them. All heirs have the following ability: scent the divine. Knowing the smell of your kin, you have an innate sense for anything supernatural or divine near you. With a sniff or a knowing listen, you may detect another heir or dragon or scion, god, legendary creature, etc. of a particular flight.
You all take a deep in. Nothing in the room right now, but there's definitely been a god in here.
Mm.
There's been supernatural creatures in here.
God or Scion?
God.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
That dirty taint smell.
and and legendary creatures have been in here as well.
Warning sense. Does that give me anything right now?
Real quick, what does it do? Just like a brief kind of summary of what it does.
Scrolly, 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 scrolly,
Huh.
scrolly, scrolly.
Why don't we just say we
scrolly.
activate all of our powers all at the same
Where'd
time?
it go? Where'd it go? I had it. I scrolled right past it. You sense the presence of danger before it emerges. Spend momentum and double the successes on any rolls to detect ambushes or to discern whether a person means harm.
No ambushes currently, but it's a good thing he came during the third shift.
Accurate.
Or too bad.
Oh.
You look at the mold that's currently there, and you realize this is just a working one. This is not the original mold. The original mold's got to be somewhere around here, though.
Indira will suggest that some of our more occulty friends examine it. Like, what are they trying to make?
Sure. Someone give me, whoever wants to do it, an occult plus intellect. Boom.
It puts
Yeah, that's
me
not
at
me.
it puts me at 8.
7 for
Anybody
me,
who
you do
wa-
it.
If anybody wants to assist, they can to give plus 1 against.
Oh, I'll assist you first.
Player is just going to throw it out there that they're forging lightning bolts.
That did not
One
explode.
success.
It didn't explode. Yeah, 1 success. So you get an enhancement. Plus,
Alright.
you have my 3 enhancements for making everything work in our favor. It's 4.
Here we go.
Probably plus
That's a critical
5.
success to begin with.
Yeah. You're fine. 9 successes. Easy
Bring it
enough. They are making lightning bolts of Zeus, and you look around.
Shocking.
You look around this room, this forge. This is one of the many forges of Hephaestus.
Oh.
That supernatural creature you smell, Cyclops.
Mm.
You look at your team. They can't take that. We need to get the fuck out of here. And we better make sure nothing leads back to us.
There's nowhere else to go. You said that the real thing was around here somewhere.
Yes, you haven't fully explored this bottom area. And you won't tonight, because we'll come back
Exactly.
next week as you explore the rest of this secret forge down below the true factory.
It's about to say, what do you mean, go?
But yes, we must leave our brood as they contemplate their next steps and how they will continue to navigate the perilous underbelly of the dangerous game they play. We'll have to wait until next week to see what happens. It has been a pleasure telling this story to you, listener. We hope you enjoyed what you saw and heard as much as we enjoyed performing it for you. Thank you for watching and listening, and to our special Patreon supporters, Weapon M, John Arnetto, and David. Let's remember our players now. Once again, your name, handle, character, and where people can find you outside of Vorpal Tales.
Hey, I'm at Space Lord PJs. I was playing Lorenzo of the Serpent Flight. You can find me tomorrow running Infinity. It'll be awesome.
Almost like it's an awesome adventure.
Yes.
Hey everybody, I'm Ever, and you can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever, and you can also find me on Etsy for Neat and Co Designs. Slim pickings right now. I need to update my shop, but that's neat as in, hey, your fingerless bicycle gloves are neat, Ever. And you can find me again on Thursday. Grim Hollow.
I am Eldritch Echoes Online. I'm here a lot of the time, but you should come check me out running our Mage Cult crossover, Mage the Ascension 20th Anniversary Edition on Sundays. White walls, it's hot. Come see it.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. So I will be back on this very channel Thursday at 9:30 Eastern Time, running a Changeling the Dreaming Chronicle. It's currently set in Victorian England. They've decided to pick a fight with the technocracy. Things will be great. And then I will also be in the White Walls game. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. I will actually have things in my hair for that game.
I am Dwayne. I made a Finchy on the internet. I was playing Mitch of Flight Along. Next time you guys can see me will be on Thursday running Grim Hollow in Search of Sanity.
I am Steve. You can find me on the internet all over at Voodoo Arcade. You can find me here on Thursday playing Grim Hollow. And also, since everyone else mentioned it, Sunday for White Walls, where I will wear a different red cranial accessory.
Thank you. I have been PattyShakes _. It'll be another week before you'll be able to find out what happens to our, quote, Suicide Squad. But in the meantime, I encourage you, watch Vorpal Tales' other shows, which include Wednesday, Infinity, with Space War PJs running it. Thursday, Kimchi's Grimdark Chronicles. Friday, Scarred Land, Draco Genesis Titan's Lament with yours truly. Saturday, Deviant. Sunday, Mage the White Walls, and finally Cyberpunk on Monday, and another episode of Scion Dragon with me here, same time, same place with these wonderful people. Speaking of Scion Dragon, did you know that we're doing this because there's a Kickstarter for it? Yes, Scion Dragon and its sister supplement Mythos are on Kickstarter right now. There's 8 days left to back it. They have 136,000 of what they originally wanted 35,000 to back it. Holy crap! You should definitely get on this train if you haven't. They only need 10,000 more to unlock the next stretch goal that affects Dragon, which is virtual tabletop tokens, which absolutely should 100% get there. Only need 10,000 more to get to that stretch goal. So all of you go out there, back it, and get this wonderful supplement in the process.
Nice.
And now, for the true fans, we're going to vote. Our players will each nominate one other player, but new to Vorpal Tales, you, the audience, can vote for your favorite player as well. We shall tally the votes in chat after we sign off and award our players appropriately, which will be one free expenditure of inheritance. So, please, my wonderful cast, nominate someone.
Who first?
I imagine we'll go in normal order.
Sean,
Yeah,
you're
that'd be
first,
you.
my dude.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go with Rachel because they were like one step away from just swinging with poor Clark. Like
What?
Or Clark.
I mean, not poor. You know, just Clark was in a space, and I feel like he was just at a point of just I'll do anything.
And this game opened with me being like, "I'll guess I'll go seduce the wife."
It's true.
Oh, that was a beautiful way to start. Gosh. So many amazing things, but the thing that sticks the most in my mind is naming your gun the Extinguisher, Steve. That was badass. Loved the kimchi gecko, loved the Rachel awesomeness, but yeah, that gun name.
Thank you.
He gets mine too because it's the first time we've both been in a high spy game as players together.
Yes.
Yes.
Possibly the biggest fans of the genre in this room.
Love some spineless.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking notes. I should probably also vote for someone. Yeah, I vote for Space Lord PJs because that interview scene was really cool.
I dig it.
I don't know, many cool things happening this evening, but I too am gonna vote for Space Lord PJs for the awesome interview and enduring corporate America.
That's capitalism.
This one's hard. I wanted to vote for everybody for various reasons. Man. I'm gonna give mine to Ever tonight because their character is our punch man, and there was nothing to punch except when it was time to drop that earworm. They were there and hit and nailed it and really got us where we needed to with that side of the heist. So for doing the one thing you could have done tonight, I appreciate that.
Yay, I was useful.
Yes, all of those moments and more were quite amazing. We hope you enjoyed our story tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next week, same time and place, to continue the tale. Until next time, may Tiamat be made whole. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay adventurous, and make good choices.